And welcome back to another episode of Roll for Story, the Claude Coast arc. And, well, last session you guys went into the Acacia Shade, a well-known tavern within the Dry Oasis. Unfortunately, not known for its hospitality anymore, now more known for its cultist activities going on. But you started to uncover this. Something is altering the minds, charming individuals, and after curing or removing the curse of said charm, they seem to recall the melody playing in the back of their head, a haunting melody that was the last thing they could remember before everything went vague. And in order to try and uncover this melody, you went and moved the curse off of a minstrel, one of the ones who used to play in this tavern, and they were just about to tell you the exact melody or like play it when suddenly a secret door in the back of the room opened up and several roguish types burst out and tried to apprehend her, dragging her away. And at that point, the entire tavern suddenly turned on you, like as if they'd all been simultaneously mind controlled. You managed to fight them off and retrieve the minstrel, with only one of them escaping into the basement of this place, where you could smell there was a foul stench coming from, not too dissimilar from the troglodytes you encountered earlier. And you decided to have a quick roundup, curing everyone of this charm and having a short rest in the process. That leaves you here with like half the townspeople befuddled and asking questions, and you're left deciding where to go. Um, so we'll start with Andy, who has been listening to Nepesi's song, and she's been handed one of her stringed instruments, and she's playing this song right now. Let's see if I can find something that matches it. Probably not.
I mean, what Andy will probably be doing as she plays it, Andy will try and write it down as a music score.
Hmm. Okay then.
Because though she can't read and write common, I would suspect that she knows how to write sheet music. Because she knows
Yeah,
how to read it.
definitely. I'd say without too much trouble, both you and her decipher the notes one by one and put them to parchment.
Be a lot easier to try and figure out how to do a harmony or melody or even play it back.
Where do you take it from there?
Well, I mean, I don't think she'll be doing it right there at the moment if they're about to go down into a trap door.
No problem.
She would need time to do that, I think.
Yeah.
You can't compose in a split second.
I don't suppose you could. All right then. In
It's not easy.
that case, she says that she'll begin the process whilst you guys are heading down there.
I wanna
And
can I just
Fayad, mhm.
quickly ask about the guy who's hungover upstairs? Is he awake yet?
Yeah, he is awake if you want to wake him up, but he's completely clueless as to where he is and what's happened in the past few
That's
weeks.
fine. I just want to convince him to come with us because he's a hefty fighter,
Yeah, he
and
would be if
like
he
we're
wasn't.
going after his friend, right? So
Uh, you, so if you wake him up, he kind of groggily comes to, and he says, like I would want to help, but that lightning bolt or whatever, that I feel like I've been electrocuted by a thunderstorm.
I mean, that's because you were.
Right, all right.
Up you get, walk it off.
You sure? I feel like I'm dead. I feel like if I had to put a number on it, I'm something like 14 out of 84.
Okay.
That's how I'd put it.
Yeah, the short rest. Do you not have hit dice?
Oh, wait, what? You speak in strange tongue.
I'm a wizard. Well, I'm a
Outsider.
warlock. That's what I
All
do.
right, all right, sure. I do. Okay, give me a moment.
Look, I've just realized how squishy Llewellyn is. Okay, we need to protect him. I'm not telling
Alright.
him this though.
Oh goodness. Okay, it's working. Yes, this hit dice magic you speak of, that's doing the job. My wounds are closing. My heart rate is normalizing, and I'm back to full.
How are you healing the barkeep as well? That's amazing, Fayad.
No, Barkeep is actually on the same HP. I don't know why the number came up on him.
Hmm.
You're just seeing numbers, Llewellyn. Alright,
He's been hit that hard. It's all he sees now. He's seeing the Matrix.
back to 69. Nice. Alright. And you say friend, but I would say friend in the loosest way possible. Accomplice is more of a fitting word.
Okay, but like you guys have like a contract and stuff, you know. No man gets left behind. Yeah, da.
I think the phrase is no honor among thieves, actually.
Wow, really?
There is honor among thieves.
Wait, says you? Says the minstrel?
Some thieves are quite honorable.
You not heard
Is
of the
that
legendary Robin Hood?
sound like you have experience?
Not saying I do, not saying I don't.
Yeah, of
I've
course.
known thieves.
Takes one to know one, is all I'm saying.
Hey, who hasn't pilfered a drinking glass of a bar once or twice?
Starbucks mug.
Well, regardless, I'll help you. He's down in the cellar, yes?
Think so.
Okay. Uh, ready when you are.
Come down the stairs. I found a new recruit. For now, anyway.
How's your body holding up? You got your motor functions back from all that electricity that's gone through you?
Wait, it was actually electricity? I
Yeah.
said that like it was a dream, but wait, was there a thunderstorm outside? He like looks
No,
out the window.
Carius
Nah,
can
I am the
control that.
thunderstorm.
First, I don't remember. Or perhaps I'll get a demonstration in just a moment. Either
Yeah.
way, after you. He heads down the stairs. He's right there with you at the entrance to this tunnel.
Right, are we doing this?
I will stay at the far back then, because all I've really got is cantrips. I'm pretty much completely tapped.
Did you not get spell slots for a short rest?
Yeah, you have arcane recovery.
I did, so I could lock this place up and keep us safe for the night.
Or for the time.
Or for the time.
Alright then. Like you're doing just that.
It's like, from what I remember, it's like midnight right now.
From what I remember, it's the morning. You guys
Well-
came here in the morning, didn't you?
No, we came here at night, looking because we were like, we'll go grab a minstrel before we go to sleep.
We waited until
Uh-huh.
morning.
Yeah, you
In
wait
the
until
end.
morning.
Did we?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh. I don't know.
I do. It's morning. So that's what it is. All right. All right. Am I in first or?
No, I'll go first. I've got the best eyesight.
That is true.
I see.
Suit
So
yourself?
Well,
who
you-
doesn't?
Well, you've got the most precise, but Irina sees best in the dark.
Like you've got better perception, so like staying at the back is a good idea for you anyway. Who can't see in the dark? It's
Me.
Andy.
Just me.
Okay.
Because I'm human compared to all of you.
Do I have a way to help with that?
It's fine.
No, I don't have that cantrip. I have like so many cantrips, and that isn't one of them.
I'll just keep walking until I bump into someone.
You just stay in the middle. That way, obviously, there's someone front, behind, side to side, depending on how narrow this space is.
Okay.
There, Irina's going down first.
Go ahead. Oop. There you go. Should be able to start moving the token.
Cool. Here we go. Left. Oh wait. Oh, there's no. Left, right, or middle.
Carrier sighs, and he's gonna take a deep sniff of the air to see if he can work out which way is the worst smelling.
It does smell like very bad in both directions. You can roll a perception check to really try and tone down, like a bloodhound.
Gonna be.
Okay.
I'm seeing which way the wind blows.
There is no wind down here, aside from anyone who's had too much curry. Who knows? But you can both tell that the smell is both directions, giving you an indication that perhaps it's bad both ends of the corridor, or that it's all connected, like a connected tunnel.
Just had a thought. Do we want to make sure we've all got something so we can cover our noses in case we come across one of those things? Well, they troglodytes.
Face masks.
Yes.
Hey.
Stop the spread.
Do you think the necklaces would work here?
If we
Oh, yeah,
had
do we
them,
have
but
those?
we haven't picked them up yet, right? We went and ordered them, but I don't think we picked them up yet.
No. Okay. It's a case of seeing if the bartender has any sort of like, I don't know, tea towels.
Either tea towels or just like little cotton buds.
Up the nostrils.
I mean, I'll be fine.
Cotton buds in here.
The tail end of the turban and kind of just wrap it around her face and hit in the other side.
Question. From what we know of
Yep.
troglodytes, are they considered a poisonous creature
I guess so.
because of their
Because they're-
stench?
The stench is considered a poison, yeah.
Okay, then in order to try to not let them get the jump on us, I asked the party, whilst they're gathering their cloths and stuff to cover their noses, I'm going to ritually cast Detect Poison and Disease so that I can detect the presence of poison creatures within 30 feet of me. poisonous creatures within 30 feet of me.
Do you click that into the chat for us?
Yep.
And I'll
Info there. So basically, whilst the stone will probably block it, if they're like round the corner or something, then
Yes.
I'll sense them before they appear, and it
Gary?
lasts 10 minutes.
You can detect poison 10 feet away from you.
Garius just
And
goes.
right next to him.
Yep, Garius is just like looks at Irina, assuming they're back with their cloths because this took him 11 minutes to cast, and just sort of points round the corner or makes a gesture.
It's almost like through the wall. And also, you can detect poison about 25 feet behind you as well.
Yep, I can also detect poison on my person because I have poison on me as well.
Yeah,
Okay,
there's
yeah.
like 3 of us at least with poison on their person.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, new guy. Go.
Jekro.
Yep. Go check round that corner, see if you see anything.
Which corner are we going through?
This corner.
Very clever. Telling Jekro to check. Alright. That's sure. He starts heading down that direction. And gets to about
Have
there.
you gone down the
Where are
wrong
you
one?
guys?
No.
No, you
Kashan,
told him to go left, right?
I
Huh?
just said to check. So he's going round that way to circle round, I guess, and we're coming
Yeah.
round this way. And I don't know where Kashan's going.
I'm lost.
Because you're honest.
It's dark down here.
But
Okay.
from what Karis can tell, it should be about here what he's sensing, which
It is
might be
dark round here.
a poisonous creature. It might just be poison. Well, I
Okay, so
technically know
Kashan.
the kind of poison or the poisonous creatures. So
Yeah. So you can detect poison about as you're getting down this corridor. You can detect it kind of behind you and up, and you can detect poison about 25 feet coming from that rock in front of you. And there does seem to be a large kind of boulder that's blocking the way. As for Kashan, you get down this corridor and you've got dark vision, right?
I do, yes.
Yeah, you begin to see something moving in the dark. It's very. Give me a perception check with disadvantage.
Perception with. 9.
Okay. Yeah, it was just for a split second. Oh, you swear you saw something like move out of the way, out of your line of sight. And that just roll them. In fact, easier to roll. Plus nothing. Yeah. It's too dark down that tunnel to see what it is. And Carius, what do you do about the poisonous boulder here?
Karis stares at the boulder for a moment and then sort of thinks round the corner and just sort of taps Irina on the shoulder and gestures round the corner, but then also points at the boulder and basically then suggests that she goes slightly up whilst Karis checks out the boulder.
Another boulder.
Okay, let me just pause it there.
But
All right, perfect. At this point, as you come around to hear Carius, is when the stench intensifies to an ungodly amount. And I need you to roll a, was it Constitution saving throw?
this is against a poison effect, right?
It is, you would have advantage.
Yeah. I think I'm good.
Yeah, that you've just like got used to this by now at this point. What was I gonna do? Oh yeah, that's right, initiative. Ah, so everyone can roll initiative. Going.
Smells worse than my brother's. Wow, character's on fire, apparently. Wow, as is Irina. Holy shit.
It's quite extreme.
Sorry, I think I might have accidentally clicked Lavelle. I went to click Andy, and it moved up as I did.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fine.
Sorry.
I
No
went-
one's worried about that.
Yeah. It's all good.
Okay. What else do I need on the tracker? I'm just gonna roll all of them. Screw it. Arm hat. Although that's not all of them. So what? Let's just try and do that again. Okay, that's better. Alright. So who's up for this thing down here? Okay, don't worry about that. Thing is also down there. Don't worry about that. We'll start with Irina then. So Irina, you
I'm
come
just
around,
gonna
you know there's
quickly-
something around here.
Just quickly.
Mhm.
Obviously I was moving Irina, but Andy obviously has a different token, but on the same screen. So she would have probably stuck with, I think Lavelle was behind her. So,
Right.
because
They
obviously
can
she
be
can't see
side
in the
by
dark,
side
so
there.
she is literally holding on to whoever's nearest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was going to be following Kasham, but the
Cool.
game.
I just
paused.
wanted to, because obviously I haven't been moving Andy because
That's
I've been
right,
moving
I've
Irina.
moved them up. They're
Cool, lovely.
I just moved them up 20 feet.
Cool, thank you. Yeah, sorry. Carry on.
So it
What
is
am I
your
doing?
turn. You can. What's your passive perception? It's 15. Okay, so let's see what this thing got. Got 15. So you know there's something apparently poisonous around the corner here. There is a small alcove with a rock, and it's maybe not high enough to really cover what's hiding behind it. As you can just see, there is another rocky substance that looks more fleshy,
Sorry, that was my mum.
and there is definitely a stench coming from said rock.
Is it coming from the rock or the thing behind the rock?
That's for your character to determine.
Okay, that's fine.
Sorry about that. Didn't realise my mum was.
But Arius, on the other hand, has walked straight into one, and that's when it gets up and it speaks in some sort of troglodyte language, like just which Kishan probably hears very muffled and understands. Something like "Aha! But that's about it.
It's probably a bad idea, isn't it? I'm gonna do it anyway. I'm going to cast Create Bonfire in this space in front of me,
Okay.
just so I can shed a little bit of light and hopefully not have the poison blow up. I don't know if it's flammable or not, but here we go.
I don't think it's flammable, so you're lucky there. But it definitely starts causing smoke in the tunnels, which is poisonous. To your lungs, at least. All right. Yeah, you can hear like something definitely gets a little bit spooked on the other side.
Literally placed.
Not a bumper. Cute. And you want to use any movement?
I'm just gonna take like a step, kind of like here because I can then still see around that corner.
Everyone hears a distant meow as well. It doesn't sound like a healthy one either.
Meow,
Yeah, it just echoes down the corridor.
meow.
That's that. That's that thing's go. Okay. Andy's go.
Wouldn't it be Karis before Andy? Sorry.
Oh yeah, Karis is
Yeah,
up. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, so Karis is going to look at this thing and be like, you really need a bath, but I don't want to waste water on you, so I'm going to cast Booming Blade, and first of all, hit him my way back to Sliamano. Well, hopefully hit it. And,
Did you? Yes, yes, you did.
and as I said, casting Booming Blade as part of this, so it's still not rolling correctly. It should be. It'll be the 10 if it moves, and the 4 now, because it's obviously.
4 now. Yeah. Okay.
that's
Well then.
how it works. So overall, 11 damage to this thing.
Okay. Yeah, it's barely left alive, and you can see that it is trying to get in retreat at this point.
Oh, the baby
Let's
troglodyte.
Yes. Okay, now it's Andy's go.
Do I smell smoke?
Yeah, I guess you would a little bit.
She's kind of like, something's on fire. Llewellyn, something's on fire.
Probably
should we
Irina.
should we follow the fire? Or run away from the fire?
Do you normally run away from Irina?
So you think it's definitely Irina? It might just
Probably.
be a fire.
It's probably Irina. She's probably done that thing where she puts herself on fire.
She'll tentatively let go of Llewellyn's jacket that she's been gripping onto because, she can't see a thing and she's going to put her hand on the wall like you do in a maze and stuff and just slowly shuffle along as far as she can go.
It's literally me when my bedroom light gives out,
Yeah.
and I'm just like, ah!
There is light down the end of this, or down this tunnel. You actually can see clearly because the bonfire, right? So when you get to about halfway down the tunnel, is when you see Irina, and quite a warm light coming from around the corner.
So she'll call back to the van. Yes, it was Irina. This way.
Yeah.
Hey, Irina.
Hello. So there's things hiding behind boulders down here.
Oh, okay.
I do believe Carius has engaged in the fight, so brace yourselves, it stinks down here.
Right, bow's coming out then. And she'll knock an arrow in the bow.
All right. So, Carius, you're shuffling down the tunnel to the southeast.
That's better. That's what it should be.
Cool.
Just-
And something just pokes their head out and sees you, and then he seems to signal to the others, and you can hear him again speaking in troglodyte. This one's a bit too far away from Kushan to hear, but he's just like, and he quickly rushes back. And let's see.
Looks like they've got friends down here. Fun.
You don't find it weird that they're retreating?
Darius considers this for a moment.
Am I the only one that finds that weird, that they're not literally immediately being like, yeah, they're in our tunnel, kill them?
I think he may have gone to
That
either lure us in or go get back up.
Or maybe we just disturbed their home.
Alright, but just be wary.
Okay, so after he retreats and goes back, giving some sort of command, a moment later you see something else going down the tunnel in its place, and it's vaguely humanoid, but also vaguely pig-like, and you can hear this discordant kind of snorting sound coming from the creature, but it is coming down the corridor towards you.
What language is it
And
speaking?
this thing isn't speaking any type of language, but rather just making a kind of strange guttural noise.
I thought I might recognize it, but yeah, either way.
Well, let's have a look at your languages. No, you don't.
Yeah, I think it's
If it is on the
if this is what I think it is, then I think I speak the other language of those sorts of creatures.
perhaps you do, yeah. All right. So as this thing comes around the corner, gets to about oh, it will just dash, I guess, right up to you. And it's at this point, with the light from the bonfire kind of illuminating its face, you see how horribly hideous this creature is. It's unlike any beast or monstrosity you've ever witnessed, and including the foul stench that accompanies it. There's almost like this fetid cloud that's just constantly radiating from it. This thing is nothing you've ever seen from your world. And he just lets out these pig noises like that's it. Kashan.
Okay. Right. So I'm gonna keep on heading down this one. I'd probably start hearing a commotion down the right side.
That you do.
So I'm gonna start running down.
Okay. Did you at that point right there, do you see the same similar creature I just gave the description of in this tunnel here? And it was trying to stay out of sight, but your I think your passive perception does see its stealth.
Okay. Well, in that case, I'm just gonna charge that one.
Okay. And as soon as you come into the room, you see another one to your left as well. Wow. Like lurches towards you.
This is fine.
Okay.
Whack,
Oh,
whack.
yeah. You punch the thing's head off. It's literally decapitated from that attack. These don't
Oh,
look even particularly that strong, but maybe they're not. Maybe that's not their purpose. You can
okay.
see some of their claws are like muddied as well, like they've been rolling around in dirt, perhaps.
Gotcha. I'll then turn on the other one.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. 2 tap.
Oh. Okay. That one's still left alive, but it's very badly injured. And from behind the rock, you see a third one rear its head out and is about to jump you, but we'll get to him in a second. All right. It is. Yeah. This thing's going. So in the distance, you hear this scraping and crunching noise, almost as if like boulders are being shattered. But you can't see the source of it. Okay. So this dretch just lurches forward towards you, Kashan, and we use its stinking cloud. I need you to roll a con save.
Is it a poison effect?
Yeah.
Don't need
Okay.
to roll.
Well, no, that's fine. They don't know that you're immune. They just sort of lurch forward, release this stinking, fetid cloud around them, and then they don't seem to understand why you're not affected. They don't look like they're particularly intelligent. In a moment, just after that, Karish, you hear another more guttural troglodyte, and he seems to be barking orders. To... Okay. And that's there you go, another meow. Cool, we're back down to Chekro. He gets closer down, and he says, Hey guys, there's some kind of stray down here. Like a stray cat. Does the barkeep own a cat?
What
I
does it
don't know.
look
You'd be
like?
the one who knew that. You've been here longer.
It's kind of like hairless. It has a bone in its mouth, and it's giving me like stink eye.
That doesn't sound good. Do you want to
Sounds like a cat to me.
maybe try to circle around and come down to where we are and keep your eye on it?
Oh, okay. Oh wait, no, it's coming towards me. I think he wants me to pet it.
No, don't pet the cat. Don't
If-
pet the cat.
If you're
I
gonna
want to
pet
pet
it,
the kitty.
punch it. That's the way it enjoys being petted.
Okay. Oh, I didn't like that. It didn't like me punching kitty. Ah! Oh God, there's more of them. Oh, they're biting me. Oh, they're ripping my flesh apart. That's what you hear.
We told you
Did
to
you
run.
try? Puss, 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 puss.
No, I did not try that.
That's probably why it attacked
Help
you. Then.
me. There's more of them. There's a whole swarm.
Swarm
I
of
love
cats.
Melanie. Okay.
Terrifying.
It is.
Don't tell me he's up
Go
here.
ahead, Levin.
I'm muted. I assume Kashan said something back, or I was said, Kashan, you okay?
Yeah, he
you
would have
probably-
shouted back like, "There's more down here."
Do you need help, or
Ah. Well, this one went down, didn't it?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. Nah, they're pretty weak.
okay? I'm going to go try and take care of whoever that guy is we saved.
His name's Chet. Go check on him.
10, 15, 20.
Well, check row, but
That's it. Do I see anything?
Do you see anything? Whatever you see, you can see.
No. I guess I'm gonna have to dash. 5, 10, 15. Oh, he's all the way down there.
Okay, now you see them. And you see him being ripped to shreds by these hairless cats, which, like I said before, they have these razor sharp teeth, and definitely the stink eye. I'll give you an image. Here you go. That is what is tearing Chekra apart right now. Loads of them.
Dang.
It's like a whole like swarm of these creatures just like meowing and hissing.
I will help you in a sec, but sadly, I have used all of my actions to move.
Okay. See it. Where are we on the turn order? At the bottom. On right. Okay. So you hear more clawing and clawing sounds coming down the southwestern tunnel. Carry. And it is back to you, Irina and Carius.
I mean, this
I
thing.
don't know. This feels off to me. This feels off to me.
Do you have any way you can speak to them? Is that a thing you can do? Or you, Andy?
No, but considering, like when we encountered them before, like, is their behavior different? Like, they were hiding behind boulders and immediately just retreated instead of attacking? Or is these things...
That's true. This one next to me didn't try to hit me.
They said something first.
This one next to you is just taking the dodge action.
Fair. It's almost like they're either trying to wear. Did you say we hear like some big crunching thing or something?
Yeah, you hear clawing sounds, you hear like crunching, and you can feel like something is like making a whole lot of noise down one of the tunnels.
It's possible
Almost
that
like
they're
bolting.
trying to hold us in place until something bigger gets here. So I can hear something.
Or then maybe hiding from the bigger thing.
But if they were,
Where the heck is Kashan when you need him? Kashan!
Kashan, if you can hear me, could you ask those things if they what they want? And if it's just that we'll leave, we'll leave.
Do I have to wait for my turn?
You probably can only hear the shouting.
Okay, I am
But-
going to...
Arena.
Does Irina sound frightened?
No, I'm just like concerned. I don't if these things aren't hostile, then we could use their help rather than killing them, you know?
Well, I wasn't going for lethal blows unless I need to.
Okay.
I am gonna... Oh god, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna... what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? Okay, I'm gonna... make sure I take Andy with me, so I'm gonna grab hold of Andy. And I'm literally gonna move over to this corridor. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm actually gonna tuck Andy behind me.
That is when this creature's held action goes off.
Okay.
He runs across your bonfire, so you can roll damage for that.
How much damage did I do? Hold on. Oh, I just hit again, I guess.
It's like 2d.
I mean, I was holding an arrow in my bow.
It's true, you were. You can shoot this in a second when it comes into sight.
It is.
It goes. Oh, it takes
3d8.
17 damage. If it fails the dex save.
Oh, sorry, that's not Andy rolling. That's Irina.
Oh, that's fine.
Mm.
I think it has to roll. Any creature in this bonfire space, and when it's cast, a creature must also make the saving throw if it moves into the. Okay, so I'll roll its dex. It fails. It fails. So you don't even need to use that bow, as this troglodyte runs around the corner on fire and just like. And at this point, it just runs into the wall and just like doesn't even see where it's going because it's blinded by the fire that is on its face. Hits the wall and just falls down dead.
You guys,
I don't think these things are really evil. I think they might be trying
not
to
sure.
protect themselves.
I'm not sure.
it literally ran into a wall and died.
I mean,
Tried to run away.
It did run across a bonfire.
I don't think they're fully grown. Are they smaller than the ones we saw before?
Well, no, they're not.
Maybe they're just really stupid.
Or maybe they are fleeing from something and it's not us.
I don't feel good about this. I don't like it. I don't trust it.
We're suddenly the bad guys.
It is Carrie's. It's scary.
Right, Carius is going to look at these two next to him. Looks at the
One is-
troglodyte
The troglodyte is cowering and trying to like stay out of the way of your attack.
and looks at the other thing.
The other thing is like coming at you like a zombie.
Yeah, I don't like that. That one seems like it will try to attack me, so have a shocking grasp.
Okay, that one really got hurt.
And that's just so Carius can go boop, boop, boop.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh, indeed. Along the tunnel, you start to see there are a line of troglodytes, and more of these creatures coming down in a single file line. These pig humanoid things, and right at the back with your dark vision, you can make out a vague hulking shape, and it is clawing through the dirt like it's dirt, but it's actually solid rock, and
Yeah.
it's just boring through it.
Carius looks at it, considers his options. What the hell is that? Is that different? That's just another troglodyte there, right? Just the token looked different, so it threw me off.
This is the one that's got the more guttural voice, and he's barking the orders. He turns around, sees you, and looks back at the tunnel that's being bored, and he just shouts something in troglodyte. You have no idea what it is.
Karis is going to try to call out. Do any of you speak Terran? In Terran.
None of them seem to respond.
Karis is just going to quickly say hello in all of the languages he speaks to see if any of them respond.
Nothing seems to stick out of all those languages, except for perhaps Infernal,
Yeah.
in which case you suddenly hear, or rather see, the giant hulking creature suddenly stop the digging, slowly turn its head around to reveal this creature's face. It's got like almost this huge, high raised nose that kind of goes up into one of its spines. It's covered in these spikes, and you see its rows of teeth as it begins to snarl in your direction. Whatever you said in Infernal doesn't seem to like it at all. And you
Says
see
hello.
this creature turn around.
Karis just considers this and just like, based on how these creatures are acting, do they look more like they're trying to defend themselves, or they're more like they're readying for an attack?
It looks like they're all hunched, like they're all huddled around the big creature as it is digging through the earth.
Almost like they're trying to dig a tunnel to somewhere.
And what else? There's one more thing.
Okay.
There seems to be a darkened corner where these pig creatures are coming out of.
Yeah. Ever so slightly, really, really random question. Do this big thing's eyes remind me of the reptilian sort of eye that we saw in the dream-like vision? How it was described.
Which dream? Oh, that one. It's very hard to tell. I would say they're quite small and beady on the creature, and in the dark.
Yeah,
You
looking
haven't
at
got
it,
good look.
if I stare down at it, it looks more like frog-like eyes than
Yeah.
let's say snake.
Not to mention, he's covered, and I mean like caked in dirt and mud.
If he doesn't like me speaking Infernal, he's probably a demon, which would be why those don't understand me. They're trying to dig somewhere, undermining the town. Karis just going through this, and it's just like, I might regret this later, but let's just show these guys we mean business and potentially try to simply finish this in one fell swoop.
Wow.
Oh boy. That's
trying
gonna hurt.
Trying not to target myself. Second, where'd the template go? Oh, the template disappeared. Let's try that again. Template's so goddamn big, it's actually bigger than the map. It goes off the map.
It's 90 foot.
Yeah, so I'm trying to aim that properly, but that's kind of hard. Let me just try that again. That's probably the best I'm going to be able to do, so this will technically target myself, but...
Well, it should come from you. But...
Yeah, but because of how the template is, it's not really letting me do that, so... there's that, and I guess I will just roll the damage. Okay, apparently it's not going to let me roll the damage.
Are you putting it on a half square?
I wasn't trying to. But it seemed to let me.
Yeah, alright. We're going to say you can either do this line or this line, but not on the half square.
I'll do the bottom line then. Because, actually, no. No, this
Yeah,
one seems to be in charge, so and this one just looks big and...
Sorry.
So,
Hold on. Try this again, right? So you're firing. It comes. The lightning bolt extends from your body.
Yeah,
so
so
you
I'll
can.
go for the 2 and that, I guess.
Okay, the 2 demons and
Yeah.
the massive thing. All right.
And I'll roll
So-
the damage. There you go.
Roll damage.
Oh wait,
shit.
were there any 1s in there? There were, so I need. So those 1s would be 2, so that adds
The
an extra 3
ones-
damage. 29 damage overall.
Those troglodytes are like very deliberately trying to stay up against the wall and out of sight anyway. It
Yeah.
kind of makes sense that you can't get an angle on them.
Yeah.
Oh, like you can see where the troglodytes are positioned, right? Compared to these things. They're letting a path through so that these things can march like single file towards you. Okay,
Yeah.
the 2 dredges failed, and as for this giant thing, this has magic resistance.
So it
So
gets advantage.
technically with advantage. And that thing passes.
So it
Seems
takes
to
half
almost
the
like
damage,
be ready
so
for it.
it takes 15 damage, whereas the rest take 29.
Takes
Because the 1 should have been 2s
Oh,
because
that.
of Lightning Adept.
It takes even less than that.
Does it? Because my
Yeah.
lightning bypasses
Resistance.
resistance.
Okay, then yeah. In that case, that's the full damage.
Yeah, so the 15 that it would take. Because
Alright, cool.
it should have been 29 because min 2
Yeah.
on my rolls.
It seems like it's mid digging. So as it turns around, sees you, and then you cast this lightning bolt, you've got its attention, and it just brings up a huge mound of like earth and like throws it in front of the lightning bolt. It strikes it. Some of it pierces through, still zaps him, but he seems to just shake it off. And as for the 2 dredges, they are completely fried. They explode from the force of nature surging through them. And that is your go.
Shit, I've got a little bit more movement. No, I've got 1 bit more movement, so I'm just going to move a square more forward, block the tunnel essentially. Yeah, it looks like there's some big thing digging down here. I just call
Bye-bye.
that. What, you're off, Cam?
Yeah, I'm heading off.
Right. Bye-bye for now, Cam.
Chris, I'll see you on Sunday. To the rest of you, I will see you probably after Christmas at this point.
Wow. Have a Merry Christmas, my dude.
Yep. Bye-bye.
Yeah, you too.
Have a good Christmas.
Bye.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
And then seamless swap to the other map, which is minus Cam.
More spoons of pain as Tekro is getting ripped apart. Like, horribly. And it is Andy's go.
What I might try is you put that bow away, get the other bow out, and get the violin out. And she's gonna play some music, just to like nice, happy, relaxing music, just to show we're not here to hurt you if we don't have to. We can have a good time, that kind of thing. Try and see if that gets through to them.
All I can see is Chekro being like eaten by this swarm of cats and
I mean, she can't see that. She can't see that, but
that's the first thing that popped into my head. That's
Yeah.
Muffled noise of
Yeah, they roll a performance check for me and we'll see.
I mean, when does it fail these?
So this creature right here, the troglodyte that is cowering for his life, seems to like stop and like, he just looks a little bit confused, but he doesn't seem to. Yeah,
Great.
he was like
Pretty
this. Now
hard.
he's just like.
sounds like Snug as well.
He starts to like sidle away whilst doing a boogie, like trying to exit stage left whilst dancing, basically. Meanwhile, the other creature doesn't seem to take any kindly to your music. The pig-like creature just sort of lurches forward, almost as if he's being puppeteered, and just doesn't seem to like you guys at all. Like, where is he on the
So
turn
we
order?
know
He's
the little
now.
smelly ones are fine. It's the big, not so smelly ones that we need to go for.
That was sort of my
Well, he's
thought.
gonna have to get through me first.
So, this creature approaches Irina and Andy, and then lets out this large belch. And I need you both to roll a con save for me.
We know how good at those I am. Do the cloths around our noses do anything to help?
I would have said for the troglodyte, yes. For this one, no.
Okay.
Purely because it seems to be otherworldly.
Oh!
But you don't need it anyway.
Wow!
No problems there.
That's good.
And Andy, you can smell this
Yeah,
thing
no,
as
hold
well.
on.
That is not bad either. Wow. Okay. This disgusting green gas extends from this creature's mouth, and it seems to spread around the corner, and even lightly obscure it. And you can taste it on your tongue, but you actually managed to stop yourself from retching up. And that's it. It doesn't seem to do anything more than that. Does bring up its claws, perhaps, but it's about to do that. Sean, on the other hand, he is not. He's just sniffing this stuff in and doesn't seem to care one bit. Whilst he punches them down, I'm just going to say, for the sake of brevity, clocks this one on the left, and then pile drives the other one, and starts making his way back.
Sounds about right.
But that's going to be his movement. He catches up to you, Carius, and you can maybe hear what they're saying at this point. I was like, I'll translate for you. Quick, quick! They're coming. We haven't. And then that's about it. It sounds like they're panicking. That's all he said. All right. Okay, it is this creature's go. Okay. So, despite launching a lightning bolt into its back, doesn't seem to be overly concerned about your presence, Carius. Turns back to just clawing at this hole, and at this point, it's probably digging up and into the earth. So it like grabs its arms, pushes them up, and tries to spread the earth away from the ceiling. And you can feel like earth falling down, and it's just a very slight tremor this close to it. And after that, you see it turns and also summons more of these creatures. That dark spot in the corner of the tunnel seems to be connected to this creature, as its claw is just as dark as that patch. Aims it towards it, and you see, well, let's roll for it. 2d6 more. So the ones you blasted down were simply a fraction. There's now 7 more of those pig-like humanoids come marching down the tunnel, and this is going to fill said tunnel. So that'll be interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yikes, that's a lot. Okay, Darius. Then yeah, where those two were fried, an entire conga line of these creatures appear, and so much so that even 2 of them charge forward and surround you. They're kind of flanked.
Harris
That's
just
it.
like,
That's his go.
ooh.
As for this guy, okay. Should have had this guy's held action go off as well after the lightning bolt, which I totally forgot about. So I'm going to do that retroactively. Doesn't change much in terms of where you were standing though, because you could have walked forward and done it. So I need Carius you to make a dex save for me. As actually, see if it just works. Does it? There you go. You got 10. Only 10.
Yeah, I'm not
That
the
is
most
not enough.
dexterous.
No. Okay. So you take 12 points of acid damage as just
Fine.
before the conga line appears. He just spews up all this acid.
Fine. Reaction
And-
absorb elements.
Okay, that's fine. Now I'll see if it recharged. Nope, it didn't. All right. So after he does that,
So it would
he
be,
starts
So
rushing.
it would be 12 damage, you said, right? But
Yeah.
I used that, so it's only 6.
Yeah. Let me do that for you. There you go.
There we go.
All right. So after it does that, it rushes back down to the end of the tunnel and climbs up on top of the back of the hulking creature, and it just jumps through the hole in the ceiling that this creature made. And that's where you see him go out of sight. Okay. It is one of these dretches. Is there another one hidden there? Oh, there it is.
So many
Yes,
dredges.
many dretches will follow, and they're small creatures, by the way, so they can two of them can stand on a square like this.
Cool.
So one of them gets into you, and it will just, you know what? Screw the poison. They're just gonna claw at you.
Hits a dredge, though. It's cool. It hits.
It does hit a dredge. It's probably the one I was punching in the corner with Kashan, which is already dead, so doesn't matter much. And I should stop targeting Chekra too. Okay, that's it. It just feebly swipes at you. Okay, the last swarm comes around the corner here.
Oh god, there's another
And
swarm. Llewellyn.
yep, there are 3 swarms of these cat-like creatures, and finally bites into. Oh, just misses. Okay, he looks really bad, Chekra. By the way, he's probably going to run on his turn. This other troglodyte rushes up, is climbing up on top of the creature as well, and is trying to claw his way out of the tunnel as well. Meanwhile, Chekra is going to use bonus action, Step of the Wind, and use that to disengage, because no way he can take on that many swarms by himself.
Go alert.
He turns and
Go alert,
almost
people.
runs.
They're going up top.
Okay.
Karis calls out.
He almost runs into you, Llewellyn, and says, "Not that way. Definitely not that way. And please, run. Save yourself." And he is very valiant. He's literally back down to 14 where he started, just from cat claws. And you, Andy and Irina, you would see Chekro run through. He looks like he's been mauled by a bear. He's running back down the tunnel. He's out of there. Okay. And it is one of the troglodytes. I'm just gonna use an improvised weapon, just for the heck of it. Because he can't get up whilst he's waiting for his body to go through. He's squeezing at the moment. So he's just gonna turn to you, Carius, and throw a rock at your face. Which misses.
I like to think Karis just sort of blocks it with this thing and it's just like, nope.
Okay, Llewellyn.
So, something does still feel off here. And these creatures look pretty cute, to be fair. I'm wondering.
Here.
I'm wondering. Can I try and like animal handle this shit?
What do you do?
Like, can I with the can I hold the end of the staff out after tying like a peacock feather onto it? Because I have peacock feathers, by the way, and like a teaser.
All right. Yeah. Give me an. Do you want them to come to you, or are you trying to like chuck it down the tunnel to distract them with it?
No, you don't chuck it. You hover it above them.
I know you do, but
play with
that'll
it.
make them come to you. But I guess either way, you're attempting to distract them rather than let them murder. So go ahead, give me an animal handling check.
Trying to befriend them.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Wow, fantastic. Okay, so all of them have this kind of herd mentality at the moment where they're all hissing and growling, and they've got blood over their claws and teeth.
I think
So
you see
most of them are in murder mode. But one of them that's fresh just come around the corner, who hasn't had a chance to get dirty, sort of sees it and is immediately distracted. and it's probably one of the younger baby ones because, as you can see, there appears to be like a family of these things down here. They're not just um, they're not just creatures being held here against their will. They look like they live down here, and one of them gets close, starts to play with the feathers, knocks it back and forth, and as soon as the others see how much fun it's having, yeah, you see even the ones with bloodied claws start to like play with the feathers, which makes the it's completely bloodies the feathers, but for the time being, it seems they're very much distracted.
Just like you guys would make amazing familiars.
Yeah,
Look at
yeah,
you with
they would.
your little murder mates.
Murder kitty. Okay, that's your go then, doing that, Levon?
Yeah, I'm taming some Grumishka.
Aiming. Sure.
Trying to.
We'll see how far that goes. As for back in the tunnel, more troglodytes, and they looks like you got your hands full there, Karis, but it's not going to stop them. They're like, "Ah, yeah,
That actually hits.
yes, take a rock to the head for 2 points of bludgeoning damage."
Gareth just sort of looks at them and is like, that wasn't very nice. I was purposely trying not to attack you.
And he's just like, "Ah, ah," like trying to shoo you away. And it looks like he's waiting his turn to get out of the tunnel. And let's go. Okay. The one that was cowering in fear has danced away, just sidled and danced out of the tunnel and all the way out of there to the sound of the violin. Okay, Carrius.
No, it's Irina before me.
Oh, sorry, yeah, Irina, my bad.
Okay, so this I've got one next to me, haven't I?
Uh-huh.
Okay. So yeah, out comes Candlewick, and I'm just gonna take 2 swings at him because these things are quite obviously evil. The troglodytes, I get the feeling like they may be like slaves. They don't have weapons. They're not fighting back. They just seem to be doing their job,
I mean, one of them
which
threw
is
a
digging
rock
tunnels.
at me.
But it doesn't have an actual weapon.
No.
It's just picking rubble off the floor and being like, "No, go away! You're going to get us in trouble."
True.
The only
I
one
mean,
you
there's a
do see that
giant.
has a weapon.
Mhm.
Sorry, yeah, the only one you do see who has a weapon, Carrius, is the guy who just climbed up through the tunnel. He was first. He like shoved the more smaller ones out of the way. But all it was a great club. It wasn't like it was just a crude weapon.
I mean, they did seem to have something down here that was leading them, and it's gone.
Okay, and that is enough to kill it. Swiping down one arm off and then swiping back up, cut off the other one. It just gargles and falls to the ground. In fact, actually, you start to see its body almost like dissolving slightly, like putrefying it very, very rapidly.
Ew. Okay. And
And after a short moment, it fully
I know,
putrefies and
like,
sinks
and what am I going to do
sinks into
next?
the earth.
Um,
Alright. It takes mere
I'm gonna-
seconds before it literally is gone.
gonna make sure I keep hold of Andy, and I'm gonna move to. I don't want to move the map. I want to move me. Thank you. I'm gonna move here. I'm gonna bring Andy with me.
You got off
Oh,
sight
boy.
of about 3 more of them surrounding Carrier.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, that's all I can do for now. But I've got an eye line. Ooh.
Ellen, you're surrounded.
ooh.
That's exactly what I wanted.
You're literally surrounded. The other ones, the ones who looked much more aggressive, seem to be sticking back and like licking their paws of the blood. But the major portion of them are just sticking to playing with your feathers. One of them plays rough a bit too much and claws the feather out. And as soon as they do that, you see like 3 more of them pounce on top of it and should I say, cat pile the feather. Um,
Joke's on you, I've got another feather.
Alright, well. So you've got enough feathers to keep all 3 swarms distracted. Andy, you're up.
Carius first, sorry, because
Oh,
you seem to
Gareth,
be
I keep
one off.
mixing you.
Yeah, you somehow killed
I
me.
killed you.
Right,
Okay, go ahead.
Carius just goes, well, hasn't failed me before. I'm not going to place the measured template. I'm just going to basically say that I'm doing it the full line because there's not enough space for me to put the measured template down.
Yep.
Because I'm big, it's bigger than the map. So have another lightning bolt going straight across them.
I'm just gonna roll a couple of directions. What's your DC?
17.
Oh, hey. One in the front makes it.
There's the
Good job you
damage.
did, because that would have totally killed him.
Well, he's not safe.
Oh.
Yeah, because also all of those within 10 feet to me also take 6 lightning damage due to Heart of the Storm.
Ooh, so 35.
Yeah, so the 2 in front of me and this one take 35 if they fail. These 2 take 6. Yeah,
Okay.
Carrot being surrounded is not necessarily a bad thing. Things
No,
just
it's not.
get hurt.
No. Right there. So how much on a half?
Be 15 plus, yeah, and then the 2 in front of me plus 6, so 21, and this one 21. If it succeeds, the rest would only be
Even on a save, these things are vaporized in front of you. And the one here just passed. Takes 15. And then there's 3 more in a line. One's gone. Oops, don't know I had advantage. But no, it's still a save.
Yep.
And that one is also gone. Alright.
Yep.
Again, when they get hit by this, they are literally exploded, and the one at the back is exploded as well. Alright.
And then it's just
And as for the
troglodyte and
final-
big boy.
Yeah, the troglodyte is now on its back, right? So it's quite high up in the air,
Yeah,
and I'm
that's
saying
true.
I'm gonna
That's
say
true.
it's just out of the
Yep.
line. It probably shits itself a little bit, as you can see the lightning bolt disperse over the creature that it's standing on, and that saves half.
But it's still, yeah. 121 damage, awesome. I didn't realise I was that powerful.
All right, you.
And then
Okay.
for my bonus action, I'm going to activate an ability that I forget I have most of the time, which is this one, allowing me to move up to 10 feet without provoking an attack opportunity. So I'm just going to move to this square, basically next to this direction if I can. Just
Okay,
squeeze
yeah.
in there. And then I'm just going to move here and be like, hello. Don't mind
They
me.
seem to like follow your movements, but they're too slow to be able to keep up with you. Like swiping at the air as you've already left the space.
And Karis considers this for a moment and looks at the other two and it's like, So, where are you going on holiday this year? Karis just making casual conversation in a...
They respond in a kind of snorting, guttural grunt.
Ah, I've heard good things. Karis is just pretending to understand them.
All right, the one on top, who's up next, looks back, looks to see how many dredges has been killed. Oh, freaks out, and then pulls himself up, clambering. You see his little feet like dangling a moment longer, and then he's through the hole.
You know, I just call back to Irina. It's almost like they're using these weird little pig things as fodder in order to allow themselves to escape.
Kashan is up.
Oh,
Yeah.
situation's really weird.
Okay.
They saying
Oh.
anything interesting to you, Kashan?
Oh, yeah, definitely. As he flying kicks one of their heads off. These things are trying to kill you, and he gestures with his staff. point at one, but in the same motion, whacks it with the end. And those things are trying to run. You got it,
Right.
and
Do you
he
know?
kills that one
Do you
too.
know? Look, now that I'm further down, looking at this tunnel, does this look like something they've started digging since we got here, or does this look like it's been like something that's been going on a while?
That is something you could figure out, probably after the combat.
Hmm.
So keep that in mind. In fact, I'll even let you roll it now, and
Yeah.
I'll tell you the result afterwards. But
Paris is
that's something
hoping
you'll
that-
have to do.
What would that even be?
It'd probably be a nature check.
Cam, actually, belted dwarven kind, give me insight into the stonework. Not terrible.
Yeah, you're having a glance, and you just as you glance away is when you see a claw swipe your head, and you're like, "Oh yeah, gotta really go back to the fight," and you don't really have a good look at it yet. So we'll come back to that.
It's fair.
Okay, Kishan finishes off those two for you. Okay, meanwhile, now that this thing has made a small enough opening that these small troglodytes are getting through, he turns its attention to you, Carius. Sort of-
Andy has not had her turn. You've skipped
Oh yeah,
past
my
her.
bad, Andy. It is Andy's go. We skipped it. Keep going one ahead, apparently.
Yeah, that's like the 5th time.
Go on
Somehow.
then, Andy.
But has Kashan just got rid of the 2 that was right in front of me?
Yeah. you could have shot one of those, and he can have done an attack on the one on Carius if you want. So here you go.
Well, that was the idea, but
Oh, there you go then. There's still one here.
There's still this guy.
yeah. So she'll probably get out a bow. She'll shoot that one, but she'll also use the psychic blades on it, so it takes additional psychic damage too.
Nice. And sneak attack damage
Okay.
too, because it's within 5 feet of Kashan. It's going to be a
Oh,
powerful
that's a
attack.
hit. Psychic Blades rends this thing's mind, and you needed all that damage because that was the only one. That was the one that took 6 damage, so that finishes it off.
So don't even
Just
need
see
to
it-
do sneak.
Nope.
You see its head sort of shred to pieces, and as it falls to the ground, once again, its body putrefies and dissolves into the ground, leaving just a stain on the
I
ground.
think her psychic blades actually does? It's a really nasty, horrible, screechy, high pitch sound. It's
Oh,
not like words or anything like that. It's just an ear-splittingly painful sound.
Like me when I first started playing the violin.
or like a
That'd be
dog,
worse than
or
that.
like a dog whistle, but attuned to specifically that creature.
But worse.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like that. That's kind of cool, and fits the bard concept because
Very nice. All right, that means that Kasham will go forward and will have attacked the one behind you, Carius.
Yep.
And then he finishes that off instead. So that's all good. I'm going to get rid of these dredges. And we
the
are.
big
Oh, yeah,
boy
back
was
to
coming
the big
forward.
one. Okay. All right. So this thing cleans its hands of dirt, starts stomping its way towards you, and brings up its heavy claws for an almighty attack. Ooh, just barely missing you.
Carius, these winds buffering around him, is just like, nope.
Ah, okay. It swings with the other claw as well.
Oh no, dodged into that one. Ow.
Yeah, the wind's pushing one claw away, but pulling the other one into you, and you get whacked really hard from the size of this creature. You reckon he's probably got the same sort of strength as a raging barbarian. Then, after it's got you staggered from the claw, you kind of dazed look up and see its mouth coming towards your head.
Oh, that I don't like the look of. Ha!
Oh, you duck out of the way in time. Oof.
Yeah.
It probably just catches your horn, like puts it up in its gum. Oh. All right, that's it.
Carius is just like, do you mind? I already broke one. I'll not break the other.
Okay. You hear the barking of whatever their commander is, just muffled upstairs, but it seems like it's getting further away. And that's it. Okay. Llewellyn, you better have another feather, because the other swarm that doesn't have a feather sees it being completely shredded to pieces and then looks towards you. Like all of
So-
the cats simultaneously, their eyes
If
look at you.
you'll let it, I do apply another feather, but I also want to get out a bowl from my mess kit, put it on the floor in front of them, and empty my water skin into it.
Like you're gonna give them a little drink.
Yeah, it's dusty down here. I can imagine they're probably really thirsty.
Very likely, yes.
Yeah, and then
They do look parched. Water is not. They do look from the picture. They're very emaciated, hairless cats. So they'll appreciate that, I'm sure.
yeah,
All right, cool. All right, we'll say you continue to distract all three swarms then.
befriending them. Still.
And what else? Did you want to take any movement after that?
I mean, I'd like to attempt to move my hand and then give one of them a pet. I'm befriending them.
Sure. Yeah, they let you whilst they're distractedly lapping up the drink.
Yeah. I'll probably just sit down in front of them as this is all happening and just like give them some
Amazing.
water. Toot, toot, toot.
There you go.
How you guys doing?
I'm imagining you casting
Lavellan's
light.
just
at-
living his best life, isn't
I'm
he?
imagining you cast light and it's like a laser pointer if you had something like that.
I was thinking about that next with prestidigitation.
Nice.
I just like I made some friends.
Good. I made some corpses.
Oh,
Well,
We're having-
actually, Carius looks back. Actually, puddles is more accurate.
we've got two different circumstances here then, I guess.
Yeah, this one tried to eat me.
I think I've found some demon cats.
Nice. I found.
Actual demon.
Yeah, I found a demon. I'm gonna say frog, maybe toad. Demon toad. That's what I'm gonna call it. Do I know a better name?
Chekro has left the building at this point. He's far too injured to stick around in battle. Plus, he doesn't have any alliances. Or
I did call out to him to go warn people upstairs about potential invasion because they're digging up. I'm trying to work out.
want to work out where he went? Oh wait,
No.
he's hidden. He gets advantage. Oh my! Wow, that was embarrassing. So his
Yeah.
big master plan, waiting for you to get further down the tunnel, he suddenly pops his head round. It is the rogue that you saw attack and try to kidnap Nepesi earlier. He's been hiding in this tunnel the whole time, and as he comes around the corner, he fires his crossbow almost a bit too quickly, and you're in the midst of dodging an attack, and you just feel a whoosh as it goes straight past your head.
Carius just sort of goes, "Hey, long time no see. Was that your? Just because Kashan's Cam's not here, I feel like I should do it. Does it fly towards Kashan so that he can use deflect missiles on it and throw it back? Because he doubled
Double
that
that
once.
one. I'm gonna say yes, absolutely.
Because it's what Kashan would do.
Oh, for sure. He sort of sees this bolt, and to him, it's going like at really slow speed. He's like, "Oh," he just grabs it out the end and turns.
So
Yeah, he can throw it back anymore.
So he has not been keeping track of his ki, so I have no idea how much ki he's used. But
Well, he had a short rest, so he fell back.
And he's done 2 flurry of blows.
He's done one, I think.
I actually can't edit his key, weird, but so okay, so he did 2 nat ones. I just got to remind myself how deflect missiles works. I mean,
you have to throw it back as a monk weapon.
yeah,
So
but it spends a key point, so it would basically be an unarmed strike, basically.
Yeah. Which is Kia.
Now, apparently, I have. Oh no, there it is.
That was me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Apparently, I
So-
have permission to view everything on Kashan's
Yeah,
sheet,
but
but
not
not edit
use it.
anything or use it.
Okay, so he throws the ball back, but this thing in the front of it seems to like block it, and it just misses him. Okay, let's go. Right. These Burglar probably just gonna take the dodge action, and it be level. Oh, we done leveling.
Okay,
This
Irina.
guy's dodging. Irina, you're up.
Cool. Yeah, like before, I'm gonna. Actually, Andy, do you want to stay here or are you coming in? It sounds like there's chaos happening.
No, don't leave me.
Okay, I'm gonna take Andy with me then. Oh no, it's half movement, so it is there.
Yeah.
So
Well, at
bringing
least you
Andy
can
with
see the
me.
giant frog monster.
I can still see the thing, and I'm just like, oh,
Yeah, see what I mean?
What is it? What do you see?
pretty pony.
What's a pony doing down here?
I don't know, but there's cats down here too. So and I.
It's
Is
an
he keeping a secret pet run down here?
it's an
Maybe?
underground petting zoo.
No, a pet black market.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm just number one,
actually, that's a good
number
point.
two,
Wait, you're hurting the pony?
number three.
Why are you shooting the pony?
It's an evil pony.
Evil pony gets hit for 2 of those attacks, and then dodges out of the way of the last one in time. But it's human. Okay.
And just quickly, let me just check a thing. How badly hurt does this thing look at the moment?
He's shrugging off most of the attacks, but he's getting restless from them.
Yeah, I'm gonna put Hexblade's Cursed on it.
Alright.
Which I should have done first, but me being me, I always forget to use it. Just like,
Hey, at least he remembered after. So that's ready to go. What disadvantage is it on something?
I gain bonus to damage rolls against the target. The
Oh, yeah,
damage
it's not the one.
attack rolls I make against the cursed target is a critical hit on a roll of 19 or 20.
Yeah.
If the cursed target dies, you regain hit points equal to blah 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 blah.
Right, that may come up soon.
Right,
Carry that.
Carius looks up at the ceiling for a moment because they've been digging. How loosened does the ceiling look?
It's loose.
Okay,
Very loose.
so he's gonna activate that tempestuous magic ability because he's about to start casting a spell and it can be used before or after. Take a step back, sort of point upwards towards the, because this is a sphere spell, if my memory serves me correctly. Yep, 10-foot radius sphere. So, aiming to hit the big thing and also, if I can, the ceiling.
Yeah, that will. That's gonna hit everything in here.
That was a lot of dice. I don't even know what some of those dice were.
On saves.
I saw a lot of D6s and I don't know why.
I think they were D8.
Yeah, I saw the 3d8, it did 12 damage, but then I also saw like a bunch of other dice, like my screen was full of dice.
Mystery die.
Yeah. Unless they've got some... And now I'm seeing...
Yeah. They are really badly injured at the back there, being blasted by the dirt and rubble that's falling now on top of their heads. And seems like the big hulking creatures managed to really kind of buffet them mostly.
Yeah. 'Yeah. 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 Yeah, I was hoping maybe just to collapse the ceiling on them and bury them, but you know, can't
It,
things.
it well, it has, and that's probably what done a load of damage. But because of
Maybe that's what the D6 is.
yeah, perhaps,
I don't know what
but
those
because
mystery D6s were. I'm really
because they
confused.
dug up into the air, there wasn't that much left. It was kind of more just
Yeah,
the ceiling. It wasn't just like
yeah.
it wasn't just massive amounts of earth. It was just the thin layer that they've got to and they've dug open now. So they are perhaps going to jump out. In fact, yeah, coming up to their turn soon. Two swans are lapping up
Then I
some
will
drink, and it
take
is
a
Andy's
couple
turn.
of steps back and be like, right, all yours,
Mm.
Kashan.
Alright.
Enjoy.
As a result of that, light pours in, and Andy, you can actually see all the way down there, and you can see all those creatures now.
Totally my plan.
Yeah, there is daylight pouring in from the hole in the ceiling.
First of all, Irina, you lied. It's not a pony at all.
You couldn't see in the dark. I didn't want to scare you.
Do you think?
I mean,
Okay.
considering I think it's some kind of demon, it could be a pony to the demons.
You. Oh, okay. I think we've seen a lot worse than this, to be honest. But thank you for the consideration.
It's dark down here. I was scared of things like this when I was your age.
Wait, what happened to the map? I've gone to a new map.
Couldn't have done that. Yeah, trying to help you, but it didn't help.
Pew, pew.
Did that? It did hit.
I'm not going to do the psychic blaze, but do I get my sneak attack for this one? Don't think I do.
Unfortunately, no. This one has not
No,
taken
'cause I
any.
haven't got anyone by there. What the hell? I'll go for the psychic blaze then.
Okay,
we go.
that will. It seems like one of the bolts barely sticks into his kind of hide, but it's afterwards when he suddenly shakes his head, hearing something. Seems like try and smack it out of his own head, whatever he's hearing. Okay, it is these troglodytes. I think Kashan's going. Kashan is up. Guess he's gonna do what Kashan does.
Hey,
Run in.
This will settle old bet I once had. Can a cat beat a toad?
Most likely, yes.
Wow.
With a punch. And you know what else? We'll do an unarmed flurry of blows. Okay, misses with that one.
As it's Kashan, I would say
Opposed.
probably on the crit he would probably try a stunning strike because that's what Kashan does.
Sure,
He does like his stunning strikes.
he does. I'll give it to him. But I think
Fail. It's a 15, I believe.
Yeah.
no. DC's 13, I think.
It's
No, it's not. It is 15
yeah.
because the proficiency went up. Oh boy. Oh, that'll do it then. Wait, has he got magic resistance?
He's got magic resistance, but stunning strike's not magic.
No,
Not
it doesn't.
spell.
Also, Karis, I need you to roll a con save. I totally forgot about. The stench is permeating from this creature as well.
Oh,
It wouldn't have changed anything, but yeah, you're not even poisoned. You're fine.
yeah. At this point,
So that's all
Karis
good.
is just like, eh.
Yeah. Okay, those towels are doing
I
wonders.
worked on ships all my life and smelled so much rotten fish. Stuff.
Okay, this thing is stunned just in time as well. It was up on the turn order. So it's just about to claw and bite into Kashan when he literally uppercuts it and he bites its own tongue basically. And he's like,
Because he successfully stunned it, his last attack would have been at advantage.
reroll that.
It probably won't make too much of a difference, but extra 10 damage. You know, so as not to waste the flurry of blows.
That's good. That works. Alright, now it's looking wounded. Bleeding from its mouth. Ooh. Okay. swarms of cats are just being distracted happily. Meanwhile, the troglodytes now in the back easily can escape. They climb up the walls out of the hole and start sprinting for it. And so does the rogue.
Oh, I did not
As
say that
you've
you
heard his
could
name,
leave.
Tejilan. Yeah, he like jumps off of this thing, like backflips off of it, and then he's out of there. Gonna bonus action dash. Okay. And this troglodyte as well. You gotta really help them out. They were all squeezing one by one, but now they're just
Yeah.
run, run. Kashan can hear them and understands what they're saying. Okay, Llewellyn is up.
So next, yeah,
What's next in the cat show?
I pull out my Quaggoth heat protection onesie, and I lay it next to me like a rug that they can go on to start doing the thing.
Amazing. Sure.
Yeah.
Why not?
I just,
Sure.
as I continue to pet them as they're like drinking water and playing with the teaser.
Are you
Yes,
literally
it's
just
gonna be-
giving them like a rug so that they can make biscuits?
Pretty
Yeah.
much. Or if they want to settle down on it, or
Okay. Right. Back
Cats-
to Irina. Quick
Cats-
round because they've all escaped now. So just this large hulking creature that has been left
Yeah, the big
behind.
guy's still here, so
Um,
that's all I really need.
Yeah.
Boom.
Oh, there's a dretch underneath him as well.
Yeah, that doesn't
Oh, is
matter
he a
right
dead
now.
dretch? He's a dead dretch. My bad. He's dead.
He was about to be if he wasn't before.
So, sorry, I'm just trying to remember Hexblades. How it works.
Nice. So you get an extra like +5 damage.
It's bonus damage.
You should be able to
Okay,
target
cool.
it, by the way, if you double right click it.
I have targeted it. I've just got a.
Okay.
What, the Hexblade's curse?
No.
Yeah, it gives you.
It's.
Ah.
Wow, that's terrible. That one hits.
One.
So that's 3 hits and he explodes.
He does. And roll those 2d6.
He takes an extra 6. And then I get one more.
Oh, this is fire
And
damage.
he
this
also
time.
takes. Oh. There's an extra 5 on top of the damage.
Because of
Because
Hexblade's
it's-
curse.
Hexblade's curse.
Nice.
Just
is-
5, okay.
Last one. This is.
Is
Dang
it
it.
last one? Oh, it is.
Yeah,
Nearly
I get 3
finished
hits.
him.
It's stunned advantage.
You do have advantage.
Do I?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, re-roll 2 of those.
Yeah,
So
I just remember
One.
here's
that.
another one. Ah, misses. Oh,
That one.
hit.
For another 8 damage.
8.
That with the Hexblade's curse does indeed finish up this creature. How do you want to do this?
Actually, no, I didn't think it would die this soon. I kind of like the idea that obviously the whole, at the moment, the removing the curse from people is like the nose and the ears. So I imagine I'm just going to aim up the nostrils. Because
And
its
explodes
nostrils go all
out.
the way up, so they're quite large.
And then it explodes out of the side of the head or something.
That's all I
Probably
can
that.
think.
It's got its tongue bit. You fire up its nose into its other orifice, and then out of the ears, and its head does explode. Although you may try to remove a curse, you removed its head instead, as its body slumps to the ground, and it too begins sort of shuddering as its body rapidly putrefies and completely dissolves into the ground, just
Ah.
leaving a stain in the mud, which stinks, by the way. The smell is even more awful than when you were standing next to a carrier.
Yep.
And I'll just have, as a result of this, you can all roll con saves in that tunnel.
And I am now back at max health. health because I'll get hit points
That's
back.
fine.
Con
Kishan
save,
doesn't
please.
seem to be affected by it.
Yeah, Karis just shrugs.
And Irina, you were able to, perhaps from the blows of those Eldritch blasts, keep the wind going that way. And also, there's a big hole in the open ceiling, which is airing it out a little bit. But unfortunately, Andy, the stench is just a bit too unbearable for you. You was expecting pony, and you got hit by this horrifying scent, and I'm afraid you were
Have you
poisoned.
smelled the stable?
Yep, it smells just like a stable to me.
A demonic stable.
L- living near
Their-
farmland,
their-
it's a
their-
horrible
Their
smell.
waste is rather demonic to smell.
Yeah, I live near farmland, so when they're fertilizing the fields, it's not a good time.
Ugh. So for the
All I can
time
imagine
being,
is this is happening, and then suddenly it's a case of everyone just goes, "Where's Llewellyn?"
So Llewellyn's next move would be to take out some ration meat that he's probably cast Feign Death, not Feign Death, the other one, on to stop it from decaying.
Gentle
and
repose.
Gentle repose on his food. He probably would do that, to be fair,
Yeah.
to make it last longer.
Yeah.
And he's probably just tearing pieces off, seeing that these are probably carnivores, and just like feeding
Yeah.
them.
Karis is just gonna fly up through the hole to see where it comes out on his glaive.
Just,
okay. In which case, as you fly out, see. One second. Okay. It is. Yep, as I suspected, it is just outside the wall of the dry oasis. Funnily enough, right near the stables where the camels were staying, and you can see there are panicked camels, sort of like baying and trying to run away, but their leashes are still tethered. The hole in the ground is now just sand, filling in with sand, and you see several creatures are running off, pushing past the market stalls outside.
So.
That is what you see.
Hmm.
They are scattering and fleeing the scene.
So. Okay. Karis just calls back down. Are the rest of you coming up this way, or are you going back the other way? Actually, can you even
We're
come up
coming.
this way?
How high is it?
How high? It's only like 10 foot.
Yeah, we can get up there, no problem.
Yeah, Karis probably using Gust to keep the sand out of the way whilst they're climbing.
Okay, cool.
And
We'll
we'll
jump
just
back to the
leave
planet.
Llewellyn down there with his cats and see how that goes.
Yeah.
I'd
The
probably
cats. Go on. Sorry.
Llewellyn! Stop
Yeah.
messing around! It's time to go.
What happened? Go.
Um,
The things have run off. We can follow them to wherever they're hiding.
But I was tempted to like bring them back to the airship.
Oh my god.
To be fair, it's unlucky not to have a cat on a boat. So
Mm-hmm.
They're rabid wild cats with. They're more closely related to hyenas probably than they are cats. But
No, it just looks like an angry sphinx.
it really does, you know.
and we're in a desert, so it's thematic.
that's why they're here, by the way. Deliberately chose them. The long ears, they help them in the desert cool off. And yeah, their hairlessness is very
Do you think we could
helpful.
Do you think we could chase them down in the airship?
Well, we'd be going out of our ways to get to the airship. It's not right next door. It's like a few hours trek to get to the airship.
Well, so Irina and Andy, you can easily climb up an hour there. You can see daylight. You see the exterior of the dry oasis. Kashan's up there with you as well, probably.
Well,
and I'm going to
that kind
drag you
of
to it.
throws out my theory that they can't travel during the day
No, but
unless we
now,
left them no alternative.
well, they might dislike traveling in the day still, but they're not like shadows who would disappear, I guess.
What do you think they were digging for?
Well, at a guess, I mean, they were probably trying to find. Maybe it's a tunnel they like fill in every now and then, and it's a way of getting people out that they've put in the rooms. Maybe like
Oh, a lot of the tunnels seem to loop back on each other, didn't they?
yeah, I'm wondering. Maybe they dig up under floors and stuff to take people.
Maybe like an underground network, like that
Yeah.
bloody inn with all its secret doors.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm wondering if the main thing is they were using it as a way to get people out from the inn.
I like that sentence. Out from the inn.
Yeah, I know, I did too.
I'd suggest collapsing the tunnels, but obviously there's buildings on top of them. It doesn't make.
Yeah.
My only concern is if those tunnels run underneath pretty much the whole city, it's not going to make the foundations very stable.
Well, that's what I mean. You can't really
Hmm.
collapse the tunnels to stop them getting in because it's just going to collapse every single building in the area.
Yeah. That was sort of my thought, and then I thought maybe I could collapse the ceiling on top of these guys and stop them escaping. Huh.
Right.
I guess as long as we somehow try and reinforce this exit, because this is obviously where they come out.
Hmm.
We can block it back up again.
Yeah, Karis is looking, thinks on his spells and stuff, and is just like, I don't really have any way to do that myself. Might be something Llewellyn can do, maybe.
He stops farting around with his cats.
Uh, I mean, it looks like he's found a replacement for you, Kashan.
I really didn't take Llewellyn as a cat person, but okay.
More than one of me. Yeah.
Like, it just seems like Llewellyn maybe he's just going to feed them to his book. That
Yeah.
seems to make more
Sure.
sense.
Yeah, that fits Llewellyn.
Just like open the book and the book can just like eat them.
I think you've given him ideas.
He's still fighting around with the cats, isn't he? He's not in.
Yeah. Karis just sort of looks at the tunnel that they've made and is just like,
So maybe I'll go to the airship. Maybe I'll just take them to the tower.
You will bloody not.
I wouldn't even say this to you guys. I'm just thinking it like to myself. Like if I cast fly on myself and the cats and then made them follow me with the teaser.
can you cast fly on a swarm?
It's classed as
They're
no.
classed as a single creature, but they're made of multiple creatures. I don't know if that works or not. That's a weird, specific situation that doesn't come up very often.
That's what I mean. It's the classed as a single creature.
Yeah.
Bibbidi bobbidi boop.
Hmm.
Can I do that, Chris?
Sorry, what? Sorry?
Take them to the tower using fly.
You could attempt to. It'd be another animal handling check if you're trying to take them away from their nest.
Would it be? Is there anything specific in their nest that keeps them wanting to be there?
Bones.
Ooh. Can I bring some of the bones with?
Oh god, they're the
They,
perfect pet for the necromancer.
obviously, they've got a little bit of bedding and such, but it's very sparse. But you can see it's still a living space for them, and it's obviously their smell and their scent that's here.
Yes.
And
But now the scent is all over the Quaggoth. What if I just hold them all on the Quaggoth thing and cast fly on myself and
Well, as you go to pick one up, you do see several of the adult ones seem to hiss at you quite aggressively.
just gonna like try and move some of the bones onto the quaggoth. Bedding, I guess. It's no bedding.
Roll an animal handling check.
I'm still handing out rations and that here and there, and they've got my just straight animal handling.
Yes, just straight.
I've been treating them so well.
I know you have,
Ten
but
is
they're also monstrosities. They're
ten's
not actual beasts and animals. It's like trying to tame the owlbear earlier, which is generally considered a monster,
ten's not
not a
bad.
pet. A 10. They hiss very aggressively at you when you try to pick one up. They seem to just get closer and protective. They seem very protective over their own. They do not like letting you pick one up, for sure.
What the bones are there?
Yeah, but we're either or. Either touching their stuff or moving them is
Oh,
not going well.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna cast fly on all of us and attempt to lead them out with food and the teasers.
You're going to cast fly on them.
Them and me.
There's
With-
3 swarms.
Yep.
This is such a weird
All
use
right,
of magic.
you better upcast this. I thought you said you was out of spell slots, but sure.
This is. I put it in chat. What I have. I have one first level, one sixth, and one seventh.
Okay.
That's
All right.
that's all
So you
I've
have to
got.
expend your 6th for this, right?
That's exactly what I need to be fair to do all four of us.
All right. So do knock your 6 off.
Yep.
Okay. And you start to see suddenly all these cats rising into the air, like meow, meow,
This is great.
meow. They don't seem to understand what's happening. They don't seem to be aggroed by it, but they are definitely like confused, and now they seem to be innocently floating and bobbing into one another.
Can I try and bring them along with the peacock feather, leading them?
Okay, so you try to start luring them. They do seem to start following for a few feet towards you with the feather, but it's when they start to get out of the tunnels that they seem to be a bit indecisive. They look back towards their home, and they seem to still to be a bit torn whether to really follow you or not. Um, Go ahead, roll another animal handling check.
Oh, come on, just give me this. Of all things, just give me this. 12 is better than it was. It's going up.
Okay, I'll tell you this. They don't seem to want to leave just for the sake of leaving. They don't know there's a promise of a better life, you see. They don't know that there's a wonderful world of airship pirating for them. So to them, their home is their whole world. And so they seem to be a bit torn, indecisive. It's not like they flat out refuse, but they seem to be unsure and they don't know where you're leading them, right? They don't know if they can even trust you.
It's fine. This will take.
Maybe over the course of a few weeks of bonding with them, teaching them new tricks and feeding them every day, then maybe, just maybe, you can bring them along with you. But it's going to be more work than just, hey, hey kids, you want to come on my airship? You know what I mean? So that's the situation you feel is it's currently at.
Yeah,
They don't want to leave, but they don't really know where you're leading them to.
guess considering I've used the spell, I'll just fly about with these flying demon cats for
Yeah.
a while.
All right, so you begin the bonding process with them,
So,
flying around, teaching them how to do little barrel rolls and flips in the air. They seem to be happy and content with that at the very least. So
until we're ready to go, anyway.
you're making progress, all right? Um, it's just they're not ready to leave yet.
I
Okay.
like the idea of one of the party members coming to get me and just seeing this.
Yeah, Carius at this point is just like sort of I I know, Irina, we said not to split up, but he's taking a while and they're getting away.
They are literally getting away. This whole time, they have been getting away.
Right. Okay. Follow them.
Can I borrow
I will
can I borrow your spyglass?
Yes.
Right, Garrus will take the
I'm
spy.
gonna jump back down the hole. I'm gonna literally grab Llewellyn and I will dimension door to catch
Oh.
up with the others.
But I can fly
Then why are you wasting time?
Yeah.
because
Bad guys are getting away.
what bad guys?
The ones we came down here to find.
Did you find the thief?
Yes, and he's getting away.
All right, I just casually pet like the one that looks like the leader, and just like I will be back.
You see, Candlewick is issuing steam from Irina's ears.
And
Yeah.
before she can cast the spell, I
Well-
shoot off down the tunnel.
Yeah, so Carius and Kashan have headed off after these. Carius using the spyglass on occasion to spot them, and Kashan running. I guess,
Would-
you know.
Llewellyn, have you just left me with a bunch of demonic cats
Would I
that
be able,
don't know me?
would I be able to carry Irina while flying?
Possibly, yeah, but you'd be moving like half speed.
I will do that until we get out of here.
Or
Okay.
you could just let
Sure.
her dimension door you out.
But
That's
that'd
fine.
be-
He's already used the spell slot to fly, so it
Yeah, I
saves me a
don't-
spell slot that I don't have to spare, really.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
All right. So you come up a little bit later than the others. Kashan, Carius, you're tracking these creatures and you're flying in the air, Carius.
Yeah.
So give me a perception check with advantage,
I
and
guess I'll run along on the ground.
Sean will probably give you a piggyback, to be fair.
Yeah. Either way, it's or you can sit on the glaive. It reduces my speed, but I'm more just keeping an eye on them, so it doesn't matter. So
Okay.
yeah. So perception with advantage.
yes, please.
Actually, Andy, what sort of poison is Andy under? Because
just poison, just flat.
so they've
Disadvantage
got
on-
the poison condition. Okay, so yeah.
Yeah, they're just retching and coughing. Feels like you've got that
It's not
taste of
perception.
putrid cloud at the back of your throat, Andy, and it's distracting you from most things, but it's not like damaging you. It's just you feel sick. Okay.
I
So-
wrote that maybe being out in the fresh air now probably might help the sickness a little bit, but she probably
That's
still
true,
feels really
yeah.
crummy.
You're definitely happy to be away from the smell, but it just feels like it's lingering there for a bit. As for these troglodytes, you can see most of them carry us. Not all of them, but most of them. And they have split off in different, almost seemingly random directions. And one of them just ran into a tree.
Carius's main focus is going to be on the one that looked like a leader and the thief guy.
Okay, all right. So the guy on like 1 HP runs into a tree. A coconut falls on his head, and he literally goes unconscious. And it doesn't look like he was even seeing where he was going, because he was just like running like crazy. Another one trips over a sandbank and like staggers up to get off the ground, and he looks like a blind mole, just like searching around and crawling across the sands. They do, like you mentioned before, they are struggling in the sunlight. They're not like vampires who physically can't, but they are definitely having a hard
Yeah,
time right now.
It's like
The one, and let me just see if I can roll a stealth check for this guy. 16. Yes, you barely see him. He has tried to take shade behind some of the nearby rocks for just a breather, and then he rushes forward again. It looks like he's using his great club over the top of his head as like a visor, so he's shading himself.
so he's smart.
And he's running forward, and he's actually looping around along the wall of
Yeah.
the dry oasis. So he's using that as shade.
because we're on the southern part of the city, and where they were planning to take me looked like they were heading north, so that would make sense.
So you see all these like shadows on like on the buildings.
Yeah.
He's running along the wall on the outskirts of the city, and he's going all the way around it in the shade, whilst the other troglodytes have now blinded themselves in the light. And finally, the other guy, who's the master thief, can I roll a quick stealth check for him as well? Because
Yeah.
he did, in all the talking, he would have had a chance to sort of slip away. And are you kidding me? This is the third natural one this guy's rolled
Yep.
today in a row.
Yeah, he's
Um,
obviously a bit down from the like almost being drowned and shot lightning bolted to death and all sorts that he's
So
had from me.
he's probably done this. He's grabbed a camel from the nearby stables, untethered it, and he's trying to like kick the camel forward and like get it going, and the camel has stubbornly not moved an inch. So as you're looking forward into the horizon, trying to find him, see how far he's run, you realize you can hear this camel spitting, and he's directly below you. He's been there the whole time.
I look at him for a moment and just be like, the others will
Eh,
deal with him when he gets out.
yeah,
Actually,
he's just
roughly how far away is he from me?
okay. So in terms of the map,
I was
by the look,
just gonna ask the same thing, to be honest, because I can probably hit
so
him.
as Llewellyn and Narena get to the top, they're only 30 feet from him, and Carius, you're up in the air, so he's probably about 80 foot.
Okay, I don't have anything before
And
either.
Fine,
so
I
that's-
can pew pew.
Actually, Carius for the first time just sort of aims behind him with a crossbow, and at disadvantage because he's like 90 feet away, will try to fire a crossbow bolt at him. He's not
Yeah.
trying particularly hard.
I
and
can
you're a natural. This guy's a nat one magnet.
Yep, and then
Right.
Carius is just like and just continues after the troglodyte leader, just trying to stay weirdly because he's going to basically try to fly in the sun so that if it looks up, all it will see is like blinding light, so it won't be able to see Carius.
Okay.
Trying to use the light to my advantage.
So the rest of you guys, this is probably going to initiate like a small little chase here. As he starts to take fire from you guys, he's most definitely going to try and escape. So those do connect. Those couple of hits. And my god, you done? You done? Okay, good. Right, so he's gonna immediately do a runner, and to do that, he's probably gonna. Oh, let's see. What's his path? Mm,
Yeah, it should be 3d12s.
let's see
Yes,
where he
it's actually
runs.
24, not 21, just for the fun.
Okay. All right, so he clambers up on top of this building just by like jumping from camel to camel, gets up on top of the roof, scales over the wall, vaults it, and is making a dash across the rooftops of the dry oasis. And this would be like effectively a small chase sequence, unless you want to fly after him as well, Karen.
No,
That's your plan.
I'm focusing on the troglodyte.
You're following
leader.
him, okay? And Andy's on your glaive, yeah.
Yeah, and Kashan is with us on the
Okay.
chasing him on the foot whilst we're chasing from the air.
So, because you're in the air and you're in this, like I like how you mentioned you're kind of keeping
Yeah,
to the sun, right?
yeah.
I'd like you to roll a stealth check, just
Okay.
flat stealth, because it'd be disadvantaged because you're in the air. But I'm gonna say it's cancelled out by the fact you're aiming yourself to be in the middle of the sun.
It's not great.
Right. Not great at all. Probably not helped by the fact that you got Andy on the back is coughing and coughing.
Yeah.
So, but
It's,
Okay.
ugh, turbulence.
so the
Vomit.
troglodyte gang, they do spot you, or rather, they maybe hear you, and they are continuing to run around the building. There's two of them have joined up. Two of them have joined up with him. So he's got like a squad of three, and they're trying to dash as fast as they can around a wall. Now they haven't got much room to maneuver really. They can either try to scale the wall or just keep running around. And it's exactly that what they do. They just keep running around. And because your glaive moves at half speed when
It moves
someone's on
at
it, what
30
speed does it
feet
go?
rather than 50 feet. So I'm
Okay,
basically moving at the same pace their normal creature would.
which would be half them because they are dashing. So they
Yeah.
see that they can't like basically separating from you, but you have the advantage of literally you could just go over the city
Yeah.
if you wanted to do that.
Yeah.
But you
So,
would lose sight of them. That's your option. You can
yeah.
stay in sight with them, but you'll be slowly falling behind, or you can attempt to just go over the city.
Well,
It's up to you.
what I'll say is Carius
Big roll.
will sort of look back towards Kashan and make a gesture for him to sort of follow them along the ground whilst Carius tries to fly over and cut them off, sort of thing.
Nice. Okay, I like it. We're gonna say they ran this way just so we have like
Yeah.
a map we can actually use. All right then. So they begin running around the walls. You lose sight of them as you fly over, and you're heading towards basically the Magus' tower.
Yeah.
And that's at that point you lose visual of them.
But Kashan's following them, so will hopefully tell me if they've like shout out if they've diverted off.
Yes. Okay, Sean is on the run. As for Irina and Velen, you're both still flying as well. So this will be a very easy chase sequence for you. You could literally chase and run them, fly them down
Well,
if you
if
wanted.
I've still got sight on him, I can just Eldritch Blast and drag him closer towards us as well.
Oh no, you can,
Yeah,
can't you? Oh
and
no.
and my book will probably. I'll be thinking to my book just to cast Firebolt on him, which is 120 feet as well.
No, yeah, he doesn't stand much of a chance to run. Okay, so go ahead, launch a series of attacks at him.
unless,
He's
unless
over
unless
here.
he's within 60 feet. If he's within 60 feet, I'll be casting Toll the Dead.
And he goes boom.
You get 60 foot of flight, don't you?
Yep.
So even with him dashing, he's not getting any further away. Not to mention, he's clambering over rooftops, jumping over
Yeah.
the walls, which is kind of making his trek a
That's
little bit difficult.
because he's already damaged. So that
The,
technically is 90.
oh,
Unless
yeah,
he passes, which he hasn't made the roll for some
what's
reason.
that 3d12 from, Irina?
Well, the
Oh,
3d12
no,
is
it's me.
actually the proper damage
Yeah,
for Toll the
actually,
Dead
damage.
because he's damaged.
Yeah, it's me. I
You
don't
need you need to make a damage toll the dead and spell and put that on your spell book. Be
Yeah,
easier.
I don't know why
Okay.
it's done that, but okay.
And I drag him 10 feet closer as well.
He failed
Okay, I
again.
think he's getting away. So he was just about to jump off this roof and jump out of line of sight, and he was going to use um these shop stools, sliding down the silk rooftops, and you pull him away from the roof, so he's like gets yanked and falls back onto the roof here. Yeah, on his turn, he's going to pick himself back up, attempt to do the same thing again, slide
Still,
down here. I'll give him
still,
an acrobatics check for this.
still be going like 60 feet though, won't I?
Well, we'll see. Oh yeah, he pulls off this little maneuver, slides down, kicks away some clay pots, and begins running across the market square. He's trying to find cover from you guys. So you know what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say he runs under this, and you can't see him from above, but maybe if you lower yourselves.
No,
But
do you know what? I'm doing it. I'm just going to Dimension Door us down there
okay. All
to
right,
where he is.
Yeah.
can do that. I'll work.
Lavellen, if
I
you
can't be doing with this chase situation.
No problem. All right, you skip ahead and you appear. Do you want to appear right in front of him or like ahead of him?
We're gonna go with. I'm literally gonna drop myself. I'm gonna time it so I drop right above him onto him so I can like grapple him
Yeah.
and
Okay.
remove curse as soon as I land.
Oh, I see. Um, Go ahead. Click Dimension Doors. You can do the little
Oh,
spell effect. and you can click on the map where you want to go. In fact, let's remove token vision from this map.
This is just a tester, by the way, that if it rolls.
Yeah, because it's got some weird coding like if damaged and stuff. So 3d8
I can't
if
land on his square. I
uninjured.
have to land
So-
above him and kind of like land on him.
So
That's fine.
if you target something when it's injured, it might actually work. But
Did it let you click a square there, Irina? Yeah, did you have Irina selected?
No, I have myself selected.
No, it
No,
was
I'm talking
Irina.
about Irina.
It
by
doesn't
dimension door.
ask you to do it. It
No,
didn't ask
but
me to do it.
do you have Irina like clicked? That's what I mean.
Yes.
Should do this. Ready?
Ah, wait, that didn't do it properly.
Like this. Ta-da!
Still didn't do it. Okay.
Alright, so Llewellyn, you pair with Irina, and that's their action to do that, right? Bonus, or is it bonus? That's an
It
action.
is my action.
You appear right above them. So Llewellyn, you've got the option to do the grapple, or if you want to just knock him out, that's fine as well.
What is it we're doing?
You just got yanked in the dimension through the smoke and appeared right above him. You're landing on his head unless you want to.
It literally
anything
just said, literally, we need to grapple him and remove curse. Literally, we're landing on him, essentially.
Fine. I'm not happy with this guy. I guess I remove curse, but with a punch to the face.
Yeah.
It's like I'm.
Okay.
You made me leave my cats.
All right,
So
he was on such little
weird.
health, but I say I'm just going to allow it. You just clock him. He didn't even see it coming after all. So you appeared just above the rooftops, knock him straight out, and he falls to the ground, actually unconscious from that how little health he had.
And made me use my 7th level's slot for a remove curse.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you want to kill him?
A little bit.
Okay,
You better have been
ends
cursed.
that then.
Now.
Okay, so good job on hitting him. As for the other two, Kushan is running, and he's. Do you want Kushan to shadow them, or do you want them to actually
Yeah,
just
like
run
shadow them.
right? Okay, I'm gonna let him roll a stealth.
And remember, he's got his weird cloak thing as
He
well.
does, but he needs to be standing still for that.
Yeah.
He's in the shadow, so he could use it, but he would have to stand still.
Yeah.
He's fine. He is. This is his element right now, slinking around behind buildings, following a potential target. He's got cat-like reflexes, so he can jump from treetop to treetop if he so chooses. He has gone completely undetected, and as these creatures look behind them, they're none the wiser. They think they maybe lost you, and they look up into the air, and at the angle you're at, they don't see you either. So about 5 minutes go by of you chasing them around the exterior wall, and you come back to the place where you saw them. Is that where you're going to? You going to the Serene Waters Temple?
Yeah, basically. Or at least to the north of the dry oasis, to
North
sort
of
of sit on the wall and see.
Okay. So you can give me an advantage perception check, and Andy, if you want to try and spot them, it's a disadvantage perception check. Wow. Somehow Andy's better off than you are at this moment. That's hilarious. So Karis, you're probably because you got the spyglass, you're looking
They've
too far ahead into the distance, and you're focusing in on one place. And whereas Andy is scanning the horizon, and you've got, although obviously you're still retching up, but it starts to wear off enough that you breathe the desert air and focus. And just in the distance, you can spot a trio of troglodytes sprinting northward. Now, if we go to the actual if we go to the Claude Coast map, I'll show you their pathing. because they didn't come to the Serene Waters Temple and then go up. They
Yeah.
just kept going up from the side. So
Yeah.
let me show you. So here you go, drawing tool. So this is where you guys are, right at the top.
Yeah.
Okay, and their pathing took them around and then up. So you're look at the moment, Karis, you're looking out in this kind of field of view, whereas Andy spots them right here. X marks the spot. And that's where they're running.
Okay, they're running in that direction. Okay. Strangely enough, based on their sort of directioning, assuming that Andy points this out, they seem to almost be going towards where the entrance to the plane of Earth we suspect would be, because that's north of here, right?
Yeah, hold on. I'm gonna change all this up. Change my mind. I had them going the right direction before because I wanted to use the map. Wasn't quite accurate.
Oh,
I'm
so
gonna say
they're
it's the other
more
way around.
going, yeah, so they're more,
That's better.
so they're more heading like towards these mountains sort of thing, it looks
Yes.
like.
Yeah, that's a better way to put it.
Which makes sense.
Could be going this way.
Hmm.
But anyway, that's what happens. So now it's up to you guys what you want to do from here on. But
Hang on.
oh, Andy, do you? I'm guessing you let them know.
Yeah, of course. Well, it's probably because, of course, the age old. If you're feeling a bit, if you're feeling seasick, you look out at the horizon because the horizon doesn't move so much as the rest of it. So that's probably how she ended up spotting it. And she's just got a kind of pokes Carius in the back and then points
And
out in the right direction.
Harris looks at the. Yep, you're right. Sorry, I thought they'd be going more that way. Right, okay.
And then just kind of head on his
Yeah.
back, just like, can we please go down now?
Yeah.
Well, Karis just will gently rub her back. He's probably dealt with a lot of seasick people in his time. He's been a sailor. And then he's just like, right, we know rough. Carius considers this for a moment and is just like, looks for Kashan, who probably actually struggles to see Kashan, but
Yeah, you probably don't spot him immediately, but you can take a concerted effort to try and spot him. You got
yeah,
to beat a 28.
yeah,
I
I
don't think
can't.
even Andy spots him.
Neither of us do, and it's just like, right, Kashan, they're fleeing. Karis is going to basically just sit on the wall and just like continue to observe them through like the spyglass. Actually, at this point, he's just going to continue staring through the spyglass and just be like, just observing them in case they change paths, basically.
Mm.
Because at least this way, if we know, okay, they've gone into those mountains, then at least once everyone else joins us, we have a direction to basically go.
A direction.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whereas if
All right.
they seem to be going that way and then they actually go, actually, now we'll just skirt this way, then it's just like, yeah.
So, yeah. You know what? Give me an insight check. So you can tell if they're really pathing in the right direction or if they're trying to, like, what's the word, throw off your scent, effectively. Well, their scent is far too potent, and they nothing's gonna throw them off that. So you can tell they are maybe taking a direct path. There's occasional times when one of the two veer off, but it seems like the one in charge grabs a hold of them and guides them. But you chalk that up to them being completely blind and just running in
Yeah.
a random direction because they don't know where they're going.
Right.
They're used to seeing this landscape at night. So yeah, you can tell that they are clearly going in one direction.
Right.
Okay.
So they definitely seem to be going that way. I'm gonna call out to Kashan because now these guys are probably far enough away. Kashan, you around?
If he was following them and trying to do stealthily, he's either too far away for you to hear them, or trying to remain quiet so you can't hear them. Either way, I'm going to say that you don't hear a response from Kashan, and
I
as far as you're aware,
I consider this, and he's still following them. Cool.
yeah.
Hopefully he's smart enough not to try to take them all by himself, as Karis is gonna quickly, just sort of look to Andy and say, "Do you just want to stay here on the wall whilst I go get the others?"
Yes, please.
Right. And Carius will use you know what? He'll use shape water and like pull out like a. Actually, he'll just give her a water skin. There you go. Hopefully that'll help like clear out your throat a bit. He'll use shape
Pretty
water
much
to.
guns it down before he's even gone.
Yeah, he'll use shape water to cool it, so it's nice and refreshing.
At this point, considering like we're right next to the acacia shade again, probably would have dragged the body in. Been like whiskey 1, 2, 3 to get in, and then drag him into the acacia shade with the rest of them.
So yeah, you do so. You find that everyone's still there, having a drink to try and clear their senses. But yeah, they're all still there. They haven't moved or made any attempt to escape or do anything.
Well,
They're
wait,
like, what was going on out there? Did you find out what was in the cellar?
Yep.
cats.
A lot of tunnels.
Don't go near them.
Tunnels, the barkeep says. I got no tunnels down there. I need planning permission.
There's definitely tunnels.
Oh no.
Did you not notice the fact that we went in through your cellar and just came through the front door?
He just gets more confused by this. Ah, well. Okay. Is it all clear?
Oh, well, we don't know. Some of them ran off.
I mean, is it safe?
No,
Oh,
there are cats down there. They are mine, but they are very aggressive towards everyone else but me. He can attest to that, and I'll point to the guy who ran back up. Chekra.
Yeah, check with him.
Tekro is like has climbed up the trap door and has walked around to the other side of the entrance. And yeah, he's bloodied and he comes in through the door and he's just clawed to pieces, like shredded, bleeding, like oh.
Here's
He's like,
Labellin, completely unscathed.
Yeah, like
I think I need a cleric.
what was?
You definitely cured some of the clerics, didn't you?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to then.
What did you do to them? They
You said
were so
the-
friendly.
no, they are not friendly. I don't know what those beasts are. Hairless monsters of the desert. And one of the other kind of merchants says, like, a hairless cat?
Yeah.
You sure? Did they have long, pointy ears and
Yes.
razor-sharp teeth? Cat is a loose way to describe them, yes. But that is not a cat. I just warn you.
They were playful like a cat, and they enjoyed the water I gave them, and they made biscuits on my onesie.
They're not tamed creatures. They are wild monstrosities in the desert. Seems they've made themselves a little house here, but they are dangerous creatures. They can shred you to parts or feast on your bones.
I mean, can't any one of you?
Yes, but why would I? That's cannibalism. These things are monsters, and they are called Gramishkas.
Sometimes you just gotta look at things from a different perspective. Not everything you see is a monster.
Well, we've had to deal with them as monsters. I've heard of them in the desert. Never encountered one myself, but travelers warn of their meowing in the night. Bu- Adventurers and travelers are warned to stay clear of any sounds like that.
Well, that's a good point. Probably stay clear of them, and I guess I'm gonna go change the password on the arcane lock to the cellar.
Oh, okay. Well, I believe this guy trying to tame feral creatures. Is he normally like that? He's asking like the rest of the party.
Yes, yes, he is. Just don't worry about Llewellyn.
Well, normally they lash out at anything, but I guess he has a different vibe about it.
That's one way of putting it.
Mm, okay. Um, Ramishka's. Mm, strange times indeed. Okay. The rest of you, it's up to you what you want to do from here. You can either wait for Levelin to get back or Carius to get back. But are you? I mean, at this point, Carius, you do lose sight of them. They're gone. They're into the horizon. You've only seen the direction. You don't see them go behind rocks. They are simply so far away enough now that they're like dots. Um,
James is be
oh,
right
is
back.
James not here? Okay, yeah, all right. So, I'll say for the sake of brevity, Carius returns back, and he's told you guys that Andy is on the wall. Kashan is still pursuing. So,
Of course he is. Okay. Stupid.
Just-
um. Llewellyn's out of spell slots now, isn't he?
I have a level 1 spell slot.
Yeah. Okay.
A single
Um.
shield.
when you say you're going to go do the arcane locks, what do you mean?
You're not able to like just change the password.
Oh, okay. Yes,
Yeah.
if you recast it, I think.
Oh, do you have to recast it to change the password?
I believe so. Hold on. Why do you want to change the password out of curiosity?
Just so they don't go down there.
Oh, okay.
I assume Checkro knows the password because he came
You
back
can
up.
set a password when spoken. Yeah, you'd have to recast it.
I mean, if they know those cats are down there, I don't think they're gonna go down there. To be fair,
Yeah.
Yeah. They don't want
considering
to deal with
what,
Ramesh.
considering the state of Chekro, I don't think any of them want to contend with that.
Like,
But
yeah, that's true. Checkro was a warning enough for them.
does Carius have any incense? Because I know you got a fair amount to be able to multiple cast Find Familiar.
Um, no, I do not. I used some that was in the hut, in the tower last time I used it.
Ah,
Yeah, because Malone was big on her familiars, so she has all the stock to do that.
I was going to change my familiar. Ah well, I'll keep it as a raven for now.
You were not going to turn it into a cat.
I was gonna turn it into a cat, but like
To a Gramishka.
yeah. I was going to leave it down there to befriend them while I was gone and then see if like it can convince them that it's yeah, exactly.
It's like evangelizing. Oh, for God's sake. All right. Well, you can find incense again if you want to
That
do
is
that.
I will do that. I will to be
All right.
fair, 10 minutes of flight. Maybe I'll just quickly zip to the tower, grab some incense, zip back.
Yeah, sure.
And
All
then
right. You perform your find familiar ritual. You pop out. The crow suddenly transforms into a small cat. You've made it hairless with pointy ears and razor sharp teeth, and it does resemble what you saw down there. May not have the same scent, but maybe it can try and speak of a more civilized life.
I take I take I take out the Quagoff onesie again and I rub it all over the familiar because it's got the scent of the ones downstairs on it.
Loosely, loosely.
Loosely. It just right, go.
Okay. All right. My cat, your familiar. What are you calling this familiar?
I will call it Artorias.
Artorias. Okay. So Artorias, the Gramishka, goes down and begins a begins a social dialect. I don't know, a dialogue between these creatures, trying to convince them to come join the crew of the Kiastas.
I imagine it's going
And
to be a long process.
it will. There'll be
You can mingle and get to know them and be
all
friends.
right.
And every so
Okay,
often, check on
so
them by
it's not a hard and fast approach. It's kind of
no,
a hey guys, I was in the neighborhood. How you doing? Just came down here. Thought I'd check in. Heard about this guy, this Lavellan guy. He came by. Wow, what cool treats and things he has. Oh, water as well. I'm sure he's got more where that came from. So, how you doing? Yeah, anyway, the conversation goes on like that as he begins to mingle. Anyway, um, back to the actual plot. Carius, welcome back.
Oh,
Um,
sorry, I needed pizza.
you've got Kushan in hot pursuit,
Yeah.
and
Andy
Llewellyn,
recovering on the wall.
yeah. Which, after a while, Andy, you do feel recovered. The sickness does go away.
I inform
And
Irina. I know you said not to split up, but because Sean clearly didn't get the memo and went after these things, but he won't have gone too far because he's trying to stay hidden. So I suggest we head after them.
Yeah. Okay.
They're going towards the
Okay.
mountains. Oh, and I left Angie on the wall because she wasn't feeling very well, so I thought flying her about wasn't great.
Right. Okay. Let's mosey.
Yep.
go. So you're all together. Are you just going on the glaive? Or are you going by foot? Or are you taking the airship? That's up to you.
The airship's a couple of hours
Oh,
out, isn't it?
yeah. Not to mention, you need your pilot.
Yeah, our
Let's
pilot's not with us, so yeah, the
Mm.
airship's not an option. So they're
Yeah.
gonna go on foot. Carius will stay in the air, I guess, and just keep an eye on things with the. Actually, he looks to Irina, who, and he's just like, you know what? You take the glaive and keep an eye on things. You're better at seeing things, or you, Lavelle, either one of you.
sure.
I mean, I
walk.
can see a great distance, but
Yeah.
my perception ain't great.
Well then, Lavelle, you go on the glaive and keep an eye on things. I'll walk. I'm more used
Do
to
you
walking in the desert than you are.
do you have that spyglass
Yeah,
as well?
I give I. Am I okay lending it to Lavelle? Considering.
Yeah.
Yeah,
As long as he doesn't break it
as long as he
and then
gives it
lose it.
back.
Just as you're going out of town, uh, one of the one of the merchants comes up to you and says, wait, you're going out there? You're chasing after them?
Yep.
Yes.
You're better off go rather than going on foot, you're better off going on camelback, surely.
That's. Are you offering
That
to lend us some camels?
I am absolutely doing that. You're saviors of our town. I
Cool.
cannot repay you.
Cool. We'll take some camels and some water if possible. I know water's
Uh,
precious, but desert.
water, not so much. No, no.
Fine,
We
just
can
the
lend you what
camels.
the
we'll spare
camels
you
is
what we can.
Yeah.
the camels will be enough. Thank you.
Yeah. Carius probably goes and quickly flies back to the tower and grabs the 2 barrels of water and just brings them.
Hey,
And
to be fair though, if we do need water, camels do carry a lot of water. Just
You're
saying.
not suggesting to kill my
No.
camels and eat them.
No,
there,
no, I
there,
wasn't
there,
in front of
there,
this guy.
there is actually another one of us there, so can we have a spare so he doesn't have to walk back?
Oh, I see. Yes. Yes, of course.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say that in front of this guy. I'd say it in private.
Yeah. But yeah.
All right. You can take. You got Humpty Dumpty. There's Tozy, Camelot, and
I call
Caramel.
Camelot.
What was the last one?
If I don't get Camelot,
I only call Cam a little.
All right, and then there's Caramel as well. The scorching sun is no match for Caramel's skin.
Honestly, for some reason, Andy, I feel that's your one.
Caramel.
Well, you'll have whichever's the smallest.
That'd be Caramel, the cute little one.
The
Yeah.
baby
And
camel.
all right,
And I'll
all hail
take,
Camelot,
I'll,
master of the doom.
I'll take Humpty Dumpty and hope I don't have a
Yes.
great fall.
Yes, quite suitable for your hump. All
Yep.
right, and okay, you set off on these camels and begin your journey deep into the desert. It is, like you say, morning right now. Well, you spent an hour doing bits and bobs, so yeah, it's still fairly early, but not like noon yet. Probably noon by the time you get out away from the dry oasis and into the desert proper. But being on camelback, it's much easier going, and it's actually faster than on foot, 100%.
Nice.
So you're making up ground and time lost. Still no sign of Kishan as you're heading further in, or out rather. But let's think.
You seem to have to control Cam's characters a lot.
Okay. I'll say, for the sake of brevity, course of the day passes by. The scorching sun is quite hot, and Llewellyn, you're up on the glaive. Your skin is getting sunburnt right now.
I
Um,
am currently under the effects of the Ring of Fire.
that's true. You've attuned to it, haven't you?
I have, yeah. I've had a
Cool.
spare spell slot since I lost my robes, Chris.
All right. So the only issue you're dealing with is mostly dehydration, but you can. What have you got in terms of water?
Well, if we quickly went back to the tower, which I suggested we did, we'd have 2 barrels.
Okay, that's good. That's good enough. You can
Or-
definitely
or-
carry that stuff.
Yeah.
You're getting through it quite quickly, I'll say. But
Yeah.
you
Well,
you
if
don't feel like you have a.
If necessary, Karis can create water. Actually, I didn't have that prepared today.
No. You get about half a barrel through
Yeah.
before you're in the desert proper. You reckon maybe it'll be like a barrel here, a barrel back, right? As long
Yeah.
as you don't spend more time than you need to, you should be okay. But
And in theory, it should be cooler in the mountains because there's shade and stuff.
yeah, true. Okay. Irina, you're also getting a bit sunburnt. And what do you do to protect yourself from the desert?
I'm literally just gonna have Candlewick sort of like turn himself into like a giant sun hat shroud thing above me.
Okay. It might help. I'll let you roll a constitution save. With advantage, as you do provide shade for yourself. That is enough,
11.
just barely. If you hadn't had Candlewick, maybe it'd be unbearable. And
I can set
Garrett,
myself on fire, but I can't handle the desert.
The
dehydration.
non-distinction.
Logic.
Yeah. Carius, even
Um,
though he's used to it, I'm just imagining like any sweat that he has, he's just chilling on his body to cool himself down with shade water, so he's just keeping cool that way.
that skill. Yeah, and being naturally resistant to fire, you don't really
Yeah.
feel the heat. That's all
Ah.
good. All right. That time goes
I like
by,
imagine
and
Andy's just like, this is winter.
Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah, we're in like the autumn season or whatever. This isn't like high summer. It's just like, you should be here midsummer. Oof.
all right.
Or
It gets
whatever the
late.
equivalent of seasons is.
It's late into the afternoon, but the sun is still up, and you've made good time on the camels. No one's been dehydrated, and it's Andy wasn't lying. The dry oasis does feel like it's out in the middle of nowhere, but eventually you come to a slight rocky outcropping and mountainous area up above. It's some shade, but I think from the sun setting in the east, the sun is still at your back, isn't it? Kind of thing. I remember. See.
This
Either
is
way,
the area that I saw when I was unconscious, right?
no, no, it doesn't look
Wait.
familiar to you.
No, there is a point where I saw this place. I'm sure I did. Like the mountain area, past the dry oasis, or maybe I'm thinking of somewhere else.
Possibly somewhere else, I think.
Okay, never mind.
Might have seen it
Right.
through the mage lens, maybe near in the tower. Like,
It's fine.
because you're looking in this direction to look for the thingy, weren't you? The place where the plane entrance was.
That's true. Yeah, you were looking for the earth entrance. Okay, so moment goes by as you're trying to figure out figure out your bearings effectively. And the ground was craggy at first, but actually no, I would ignore that part. Still craggy, it's still natural looking rock everywhere. And you're kind of just up against this wall of mountains. They could be anywhere within these mountains. You have no idea where to go or what to do. What do you do right now?
I'll probably be looking about to see where we need to be heading. Do we see anything about? Do we see a Kashan? Do we see any of the troglodytes?
You don't see any troglodytes. You don't see any entrances into the mountain, and it's hard to even find tracks here.
Even with my perception.
You could roll a natural 20. Doesn't mean that they're in sight.
hmm. I'll try.
I just realised something. How long does Rory's telepathic bond last?
An hour.
Would have ran out then probably by now.
By
Probably,
now.
probably would have recast it before we
Yeah.
went into the caves, but
Yeah, it would have ran out by now. Because I was thinking if it had still been active, then because it's unlimited range, we could have kept in contact with Kashan the entire time, at least for that
Imagine-
first hour.
I can imagine Carius just being like, Kashan, like trying to do it in his head. It's like,
Yeah.
if only is your spell still active? No.
Well,
Going to be.
and I'm really confused who I was having a conversation with.
Tackler?
Maybe. Should have sent Tacklo with Kashan, that would have made sense.
I do have a map of the Claude Coast in my inventory, what I keep forgetting about. Is there anything in this area on that map? Are there any,
Lots
like, because I think this was Malone's map
Right.
that we found
There
in
are
the tower.
lots of mountainous regions dotted on here, some that are difficult to traverse, and there is another landmark that's marked here, and it looks to you like it would be like an orcish camp of some description. But you're not quite there. You're like off to the east of that. At least that's the direction you saw the troglodytes going. Um, there's no landmarks on here though. Doesn't appear to be.
There's no like she's not left any notes or anything on this map.
Not on this one. It doesn't. Also, there's one other thing about the map is the map that you're actually basically looking at. You're right at the very edge of it, and I'm guessing that kind of runs off, and it's not as well explored. Like half these mountains, she doesn't know what's in there, and she hasn't really mapped that out. So she got as
I have a
far as
thought.
this. Mm.
Like troglodytes, obviously, they must be sort of they're like lizard-like, right?
Kinda, yeah.
I'm wondering if, Carius, you can do your wind blowy. So obviously, if they are camouflaged to whatever they're against, if you blow the sand, you might be able to disrupt it. I don't know.
Is there actually no way that we can do any tracking of any kind if we got to the floor
Well,
before we blow any sand about?
you can if you want to try and look for tracks.
Like
It's going to
survival?
be a widespread area of where they could have come from, but I guess you can roll a survival check.
We
Yeah.
can't smell anything funky on the wind.
Nah.
Mm, you're looking for tracks. Don't seem to find anything. Arius, on the other hand,
I'm not good in
you
desert.
don't find troglodyte tracks.
Do I find
You
Kashan?
find, yes, you find cat tracks.
Oh.
And it seems like he's taken a wide berth. And you can see his claw marks on a mountainside where he's dug in and clawed up and scratched it.
No. Karis is gonna just sort of indicate that to the group and basically start following those tracks, basically following the way Kashan went. At
Okay.
least to try to reunite the party.
Yep. So he's climbed up several not 100 feet, but I'd say about 70 or so feet up this craggy mountainside, and it kind of flattens again, and then it gets craggy up again, like you've got kind of gone up on a plateau almost.
Yeah.
And it's when you crest this plateau, when you can see the tracks have taken a sharp turn, like almost as if he's been spotted or something, or if he's got to the top and then seen something, he's suddenly taken a dash to the left.
Karis will basically, based on the direction he was going and where he's veered, look in that direction and see if he can see anything.
Yeah, you can see up ahead there is. Now I mentioned it was flat, but the rest of the area has been kind of very rough terrain and uneven. So it being flat is actually kind of an oddity at first. And up ahead there is another wall of mountainous region, but that's all you can really see. You don't see any other creatures up ahead or anything like that. Just a flat bit of craggy terrain, and then another mountainside.
What do you guys think? Do we follow after Kashan's tracks or?
I mean, we should probably try to get the party back together.
Right. We'll continue to follow after Kashan's tracks.
Okay. So Kashan has gone effectively up against a series of rocks and walls, and he's taking a really hard, tough path. At this point, the camels, by the way, they're probably not going to be able to climb that 70-foot up. So I'm going to say at this point you've had to dismount and climb up and into the mountains.
Probably tied the camels.
Do you want to leave the camels down there? And
I'll leave Taklo with them for now, so that
Taklo is
if
with
something
them.
comes to attack them, I've given him the instructions like sever the ropes so they can flee.
all right. So what you would come into is a canyon. You're stuck between like two mountains, And Kashan has very clearly gone inside this canyon. It kind of loops around, splits off into different tunnels and such. Well, not tunnels, but like pathways. It's a very canyon, like split canyon, basically,
Hmm.
like forked everywhere. And
Nice.
Kashan definitely went this way.
Right. Let's keep going. And Karis has like his glaive ready just in case something jumps out. He's just gonna whack it. Even if it's Kashan, he's gonna whack it because why would Kashan jump out at them? Unless he's been a dick.
I could see Kashan doing that.
That's
Yeah.
totally.
Which is why Karis is just gonna be like bad cat.
Bad
Uh, okay. Suddenly you see like a pebble drop down from the top of the canyon wall. It like scatters down, and as you look up in that direction, Carius, ready for something to pounce, he pounces from the opposite direction. And give me an athletics check, Carius,
Athletics, you say?
or acrobatics, either one.
I'm better at athletics, so.
Ooh.
Well, 19 is pretty good. Wait, I got no. I'll give him advantage because he is hidden. Oh, he doesn't. Wait, what? Got a natural 20? He still doesn't beat you.
Yep.
Ah,
The minus
because
four.
Sean executes this perfect ambush on Carrier.
And Karis
Partly
is
because he literally heard you say, no, he wouldn't do that. He's a dick. And then he literally jumps from the top. Yeah.
And then he jumps and Karis just is like, just sort of catches him and just sort of places him down and just like, nope.
You like catch him under the arm and he's like,
Yeah.
oh.
Yeah. I probably would have been just like, watch out, Carius, it's a Grimishka.
If he jumps
Vile,
out like,
feral
if he jumps at me like that, I'm gonna make him into a Grimishka.
He says, "Yeah, right, keep your voices down. I followed them all the way up here, but they seem to be covering their tracks. I don't know where they went. They have a little secret passage through the canyon.
Right.
Follow me." And he leads you back the way you came, up to that flat, craggy area, and through a couple of canyons there, you come to another flat area. Again, oddly flat, because it is the stonework. I worded
Doesn't
that
look
wrong.
natural.
The craggy rocks, the unnatural rock, give way to actual flat stonework, like carved
Like the
stone.
ruins that we were.
Yes, and it does look old and ancient. You can see some of it is crumbled and fallen down, but there is clearly a flat pathway, and up ahead there is a flat wall as well. And I say wall because it's not a rock face; it's very clearly brickwork and rock. And there seems to be almost like a mosaic like design to it as well, like circular in nature. And if anyone can picture a door there, it would be that circle.
Hmm. Does the
There's a couple of
circle?
pillars as well left standing,
Hmm.
like in a circular fashion as well that surround it.
Are there any like carvings or anything on these pillars or door that might indicate like who carved them or?
Yeah, you would have to get closer, and as you do, get within about 50 or so feet, you start to see that the brickwork around the edge forms a perfect circle, and then there's brickwork in the middle that sort of shapes into that of like an iris, but a very reptilian one, like slit.
Oh, this is the giant eye. Huh.
And as you've got that close, you can see on the pillars as well. There does seem to be serpentine-like imagery, but it's faded and it's very old. Like some of the pillars have just crumbled and fallen down.
So almost like. Can I roll a history to see if I know what that is? I guess it'd be history.
Essentially, yeah, essentially. 12. Any
Like,
snake-like things you can think of is UNT, but
yeah, I was thinking maybe an old UNT temple, something like that.
eventually.
So
I am gonna just
Yeah.
point out the time. I do need to go.
yeah,
That's
that
fine.
seems a good
We'll-
place to end as we've reached this ruins, ready to.
Yeah, it is pretty much. It does feel like the entranceway, potentially. Just before we do wrap up, does anyone go up to the actual door to investigate it, or are
I
you
would,
keeping your?
but like I'd rather do it next
Oh
session
yeah,
when my
that's
head
fine.
is actually present.
Yeah,
No, that's fine.
yeah.
Okay.
Next week?
Well,
Oh no, that's not
Yeah,
what I
yeah.
meant. Not
Next
next
week?
week. No,
You
we
said
are
that.
did
not
you say
playing on
next?
Christmas.
You said next week?
I am not
Okay.
getting up at 4 a.m. working a 12-hour shift,
All right.
finishing at 6 to rush home in half an hour to
All
eat
right.
something to sit here for another 4 hours. I am not doing
Save
it.
it, save it. So,
That's my every Friday.
Christmas Day
What,
then.
working
all
a
right.
12-hour shift.
So,
No, but
so,
rushing
so
home.
just 2 minutes before we wrap up, guys, I'm gonna just do this. Irina, as you get closer and you're investigating it, you see that there is a similar mosaic pattern, very similar to the one on the wall, but on the floor in front of it. You've got a wall here, floor here, and they both mirror the same sort of pattern. It's a circular eye on the ground, and
Okay, I've got an idea.
it does
with
seem to be runes around the actual circle and around the eye itself.
Where's Carius Glaive?
Llewellyn's on the glaive. at the moment.
Llewellyn's got the. What is like if Llewellyn flies up? Does like the angle almost make like a serpent face, like because of the way the eyes are set and the angle?
Yeah,
of the
I
walls?
guess you could see it like that. Yeah, quite shaded though, but
I was
there are
thinking-
magical arcane runes on that
Yeah.
circle.
I was thinking possibly that the iris, maybe, or the slit of the eye, if it's like a reptilian eye, is perhaps has made of some sort of material that it's meant to reflect the light onto the thing for something, but we'll find out next time.
Well, we want to get to the. I want to just leave it on this cliffhanger. So I'm guessing you guys at the same time would probably investigate it or go to it. Doesn't seem to be anyone around. It's completely abandoned. And as you go up to it, you see the arcane runes come to life, and the slit of the eye suddenly glows and shoots upwards. And as it does, I'll have everyone roll a wisdom save, and this will be it. We'll call it on this. Wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom saving throw.
Yep.
Yeah,
Ooh.
go carry us.
Ah, I thought
Okay.
that was you then, but it wasn't.
Okay, so Irina, you're the only one who's really saved so far. Ooh, not good on everyone. Okay,
I can't roll.
Irina, then.
Otherwise I would.
What the
That's
hell?
interesting. Everyone, you see this.
That's Kashan's. I don't know if
Okay,
15
Sean, thank you.
succeeds.
15? Okay, no, it doesn't. All right, so we're ending on this cliffhanger here as the light on the eye shines up, the runes boom, almost creates this pillar, and as the blinding light vanishes, everyone sees that the door has transformed into a physical, moving eye, one of fire and arcane energy. It's beginning to scan, and as it looks around, it focuses in on the party, and you see a beam beginning to charge up and fires towards the group, and that's where we will end tonight's session. And we will be taking a little break for Christmas, and yeah, see what happens when we return.
So next session on the
Sometime.
7th.
Yes, the 7th sounds good.
Yeah.
Cool. So we do take 2 weeks off.
Yep.
We'll be back on the 7th. Thanks
Yep.
very much for watching,
Yep.
and see you all around.
Yeah.
Have a
And
Merry Christmas. Happy holidays.
yep. Happy holidays. Bye bye for now.
Bye bye.
Bye.